I meant to, but he kind of started.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Chris, I think your pop fell off again.
Yeah, it did, but it's not staying on, so I'm going to keep it off.
All right, that works.
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to Foxcroft Academy for tonight's Maine High School football action in Class C between the home Foxcroft Academy Ponies and the visiting Old Town Coyotes. My name is Zach White. I'm joined by Chris Lesnar. We're going to be doing the commentary for you this evening. We've got Colt Coro next to us doing the camera work and Mark Kalman producing this one for you all at home. Chris, it's homecoming festivities here at Foxcroft Academy. There's going to be a Hall of Fame induction at halftime. It is excitement in the air. There's great football to be played. How are we feeling headed into this one?
Very lively atmosphere, and should be a pretty good game tonight up here between the Ponies and the Coyotes.
It should, and in Class C this year in Maine High School football, it's been competitive, it's been fun. Old Town coming into this one, they're 0-2, but they've had some competitive games against some quality opponents, and they're looking to get on track tonight. Foxcroft coming into tonight, Chris, 1-1 on the year. They lost to Herman in a great football game to open up the season, and they kind of had a bounce-back week last week. Coach Danny White talked about how they executed much more efficiently in that one. What are we expecting first on the Foxcroft Academy side headed into today?
Well, Foxcroft likes to run and pass both, so you can't just defend one. They got some great athletes on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball, where they're being led by Landon Smith and Finn Holmes on the defensive side, and they're doing it on offense as well, those two.
Yeah, those two are a juggernaut. They were last year, and they will be again for the remainder of this season. Old Town now, Ethan Clausen, what he's been able to do at the quarterback position. And granted, 0-2 on the year, but not through any lack of effort on him on the ground game, Chris.
No, he has no touchdowns passing, but he does it on the ground. He has 22 carries to 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's 15 yards per carry. And Charlie DeGrasse out of the backfield as well has 152 yards. He's averaging at a 6.1 yard per clip as well, and he's also got 2 touchdowns. So Old Town likes to do it on the ground, but they're going to have to be multi-dimensional to beat this Foxcroft team.
And we kind of talked about that with the coaches before this one, Chris. Let's start off again with the Foxcroft side. They kind of, I mentioned it before, alluded to it, but they talked about how they executed much better in the critical moments of last week. And Coach Danny White, he talked about how he does expect to get a little bit of some pressure from this Old Town side, Chris.
Yeah, he expects a lot of the pass rush tonight from Old Town, and he's got the guys to combat it with Ethan Seavey at quarterback, and you got Finn Holmes and Landon Smith in the backfield, but you also got Lucas Sands, who can break it over the top as well.
And had one of the more impressive catches you will see in Eastern Maine Sports Media's coverage earlier this season in a great football game, catch in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Let's turn to the Old Town Coyotes one more time. Chris, talk to Coach David Gross, first-year head coach of this program over here at Old Town. Some of the things that they said and just wanted to be consistent and try to get into the win column. What do they need to do? What did Coach talk to us about, Chris?
They need to be more multi-dimensional. He wants to get the pass going a lot more this week, because to beat Foxcroft, you're going to have to run and pass. Because if you just run the ball, you know what Foxcroft's going to do. They're going to stack that line up front. They're going to shut you down.
And we've seen that time and time again, but it is a competitive Class C this year. It's a great showcase of football throughout the season. We're happy to hopefully bring you some more of that tonight between these two clubs. I know they're going to bring their very best. We do want to give a shout out to some of the sponsors that have helped make all these broadcasts free and available for everyone watching at home, starting off with Hammond Lumber. Hammond Lumber is our presenting sponsor. They're a 4th-generation family-owned company with over 900 dedicated employees across 22 locations in both Maine and New Hampshire. A trusted Maine building supply, service, and materials company serving industry since 1953. We want to thank Governors. Hungry? Governors has you covered. Breakfast before the game, lunch at halftime, dinner after the buzzer, and dessert anytime. Dine in, grab it to go, or get it delivered with DoorDash or Uber Eats. You can visit governorsrestaurant.com. Maine fans fuel up at Governors. And one time we want to thank the sponsors here, Hammond Lumber Company, Rowell's Garage and Car Wash, Perrin Brothers Meats, Governor's Restaurant, Angler's Restaurant, Gordon Contracting, Sluggers Training Facility, Black Bear Crane, Ideal Energy Solutions, Hillside Fitness, Jamie Gilbert, Associate Broker, Next Home Experience, and Roundy's Paving. We're going to head off to a commercial break, and we'll rejoin you in a moment for Maine High School football coverage here on Eastern Maine Sports Media.
sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/Eastern-Maine-sports or at easternmainesports.com. Selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Wow. That's efficient.
Softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience from batting cages to advanced technology. Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Building or remodeling.
Junior number 64, Steve.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get
56, Lucian Pearl.
Welcome back here now as we're rounding out the starting lineups here in Foxcroft Academy at Oaks Field as we prepare for some Maine high school football in Class C. Chris, it's an exciting night. As we mentioned before, if you're just joining us, it is homecoming festivities here at Foxcroft Academy, and rounding it out with tonight's football game. More festivities to follow, I'm sure. And there will be a Hall of Fame induction ceremony out on the field at halftime, so we'll have that coverage for you. We'll also have a very special guest joining us, Coach Charles Beal, who coaches the Foxcroft Academy men's basketball team and is the former coach of the Old Town Coyotes. So
yeah, it should be good, yeah.
We'll have all that coming up for you soon. We're going to let these starting lineups round out, and we'll rejoin you after the national anthem for more on the pregame coverage.
Junior number 15, Foxcroft Academy is coached by Danny White. He's assisted by Gary Worthing, Mike Niles, Chris McGarry, Ryan Taylor, Austin Seeley, Logan Martin, and DJ Shields. So we ask you all, please rise, and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem by the Foxcroft Academy Band under the direction of Mr. Josh Guthrie.
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem there, performed by the Foxcroft Academy Band. So, Chris, we've got a few more shout-outs we want to give to some of the sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts free and available. Black Bear Cranes, a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman. Coming this same May with cranes from 27 to 240 tons, from roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection, to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today. Angler's Restaurant. Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglerseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. And you can watch all of our broadcasts on our website at easternmainsports.com/live-broadcast, on YouTube at Eastern Maine Sports Media, or on X at Eastern ME Sports. Also follow us on Facebook at Eastern Maine Sports, and our new TikTok account also at Eastern Maine Sports. All right, Chris, we return to the coverage here as we wind down the rest of the pregame. What are some of the keys of the game for the Foxcroft Academy Ponies in this one?
I think they just want to stay balanced, very balanced offense, and really keep doing what you're doing on defense. Really, we're in the game in week 1 against Herman here, and really shut down Oceanside last week on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked kind of about Old Town wanting to be multifaceted, try to get the pass game going. What are some of the ways they'd have to do that here to open this game up? What are you going to have to expect to see?
Going to have to protect the quarterback, for one. I think Foxcroft's going to send a lot of pressure, and as they usually do, and just protect the quarterback would be one of the keys.
That is a major key anytime, you're trying to be successful in a football game, but especially if you have this Foxcroft Academy front staring at you. I mean, year after year with regular consistency, the things that this defense is able to accomplish are impressive.
Yeah, Finn Holmes is really leading the way on defense. He's got 22 tackles through 2 games, 3 for a loss and 1 sack. And Landon Smith, he's got 15 tackles and a sack as well. So those 2 guys, not only offensively, they can do it on the defensive side of the ball as well.
And they do time and time again, as you can see us cutting between the live view we have up in the booth for you and the sideline cam that we've put in tonight. Nice sprinkle in by our producer, Mark Callanan. And you can kind of see both sides as they take the field now. And Chris, it's a good turnout here at Foxcroft Academy. Again, to repeat, homecoming festivities are in the air. There will be the Hall of Fame ceremony at halftime. We're very pleased to be able to bring all of that to you. And can't wait to get this game underway.
Yeah, and these 2 teams met in Class D last year, now in the newly aligned Class C, which is all one class. Makes for some interesting matchups throughout the state. You're not going to have your typical regional championships either. You're going to go right to a state title game. I just think it's great.
It is awesome. And speaking of awesome, we're about ready to get kickoff underway. It's going to be Old Town kicking it away to Foxcroft to get the action started this evening. Back deep to return. Going to compare our ponies there. It's going to be a lot of fun here, Chris. As deep you've got Landon Smith and you've got Aiden Harvey. Set deep to return. On the other side for Old Town, you've got Alex Bean ready to kick this one away. A raise of the arm, a raise of the leg, and away we go. That one deep. Harvey fields it cleanly. Couple of blocks, looking for some space. Going to be brought down. Good tackle in space. Well defended there. Brought down by Michael Carroll. And that's going to bring out the Ponies offense to get the night started, Chris.
Yeah, led by sophomore quarterback Ethan Seavey here. He's quite proficient his first 2 weeks. He's 20 out of 28 passing, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
And with a player like Sands split out wide, anytime he is a matchup problem. Late player entering the field of play for Old Town here. We're going to have a pass right out of the gate. Seavey going deep. It is Sands. His hands are on it, and his legs will carry him to the end zone.
Good time to mention Sands, huh?
Just like that.
67 yards. He had 8 receptions for 143 yards coming into this game, so every reception he's had has been more than 20 yards.
And that was an intentional play right out of the gate. Drawn up, pre-planned. Took the top off the defense, had one-on-one coverage. A slip of the defender. Took 17 seconds for number 11 to get 6. Harvey's going to be set for the kick here following the touchdown. And that is true. It is good. And with that, 7-0 early on here for Foxcroft. We're going to take it to a commercial and be back with you.
Well, there.
Well,
I know I'll be A-OK. I know I'll be A-OK. When I see trouble come my way, I'll be making lemonade. I know I'll be A-OK. I know I'll be A-OK. Hey, little lady, I know you're feeling crazy. All your other friends are busy making them babies. Been out in the real world, don't like how it's tasting.
welcome back here to Oaks Field. And if you're just joining us, don't adjust your screen. Yes, we might be 17 seconds in, but it is already 7-0 here. Ponies on top early, and now they're going to be kicking the ball right back here. Chris, it was one play, one score. What happened on that?
Blown coverage. Can't let Sands get behind you. If you leave them that open, it's going to be a long night for the Coyotes.
It is one of the things we talked about with Coach Danny White is, yes, they have this dominant ground game, but anytime you get Lucas Sands split wide, he's a tough matchup for anybody. Kick played deep and bobbled for a moment. Good return along the far sideline. Maybe a bobble was all you needed right there. Able to make a good gain. And that's going to give good field positioning for Old Town to start their offensive touch for the ball game here.
Yeah, looks like they're going to start on their own 38. Looks like the nose of the football's on the 38-yard line. So see what Clausen and Old Town can do to respond here.
And Chris, is this a big drive? I know it's your first offensive crack at it, but momentum-wise,
you can never get behind here at Oaks Field. It's Old Town needs a response here on this first drive. It's not a must score, but they got to build some momentum here.
3 in the backfield, handoff there. Clausen gave it up. The Ponies swallowed it up, but DeGrasse able to get a couple out of it. Good hard running there.
Picked up about 4, I think. Going to call it 3, according to Toby Nelson.
And Chris, again, not to keep repeating ourselves here, but don't be surprised if you see Clausen get involved in the ground game early on in this one, especially as you look to get some momentum back following that Pony score.
Yeah, as we discussed on the pregame show, he's averages 15 yards a carry so far over the first 2 games with a couple touchdowns. So want to get him going, get his confidence going here early on for Old Town.
And you can see, taking the time, Clausen, he's going to make sure they're winding down this clock as much as they can. Inside handoff now, going to be dragged down in the backfield. Finn Holmes.
Finn Holmes, one of the guys we talked about. He can do it on both sides of the ball. He's quite a menace out there to handle.
He is indeed, and Corson got swallowed up before he had any time to make a move. And you can see already the intention for this Old Town offense is kind of slow the game down. Let's let the game flow the way we want to. Let's not play into the hand of the Ponies. The thing about that, Chris, is you got to get the yards to make that happen, and Finn Holmes said no on that attempt.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and long here, 3rd and 10 for the Coyotes, and see if they decide to air it out here in the shotgun.
It is going to be shotgun, passing down here. See if the Ponies bring pressure. We've got a 4-man front now. They're going to take 4. Clausen, all kinds of time. Dances a little bit. Still looking for somebody. Well covered downfield. Throw to the sideline. He might have enough,
down.
Chris.
He's got it. Nice patience there by Clausen.
Kept the play alive. Great job by the offensive lineman there to keep these beautiful white and green unis and keep the quarterback's jersey clean right there.
It was sophomore Alex Bean with a reception for the Coyotes, and good patience there by Clausen.
And don't undersell how big that play was, but just due to the fact that you get 1 first down. Keeps momentum a little bit on your side. If you're kicking that one right back to the Ponies, that's a tough sell. But handoff inside, crew of tacklers, but able to burst through the line initially. Was DeGrasse there.
Got about 2 yards.
Good hard run, and you have to do that against this Foxcroft front. One thing that they're so well coached, Coach Danny White and his well adept staff. One thing they do year after year, time after time, is make sure that their front on the defensive side of the ball is going to be stout year after year. Clausen again out of shotgun. They've had some success out of shotgun so far. He's going to keep it this time. First design run for him. He's going to get to the sideline. Well, Chris, it wasn't the 15 yards he's averaging per carry, but he looked comfortable right there.
Certainly did. About a 3rd and 5 here.
3rd and very manageable. Just across midfield now on the 45 of the Ponies. A drive that started around their own 45. It was a good kick return. Set up the field positioning that we now have. And sticking with the spread offense here. One lone back at the backfield beside Clausen. Motion man across. Clausen's going to keep it. He's going to hand off inside. Not much doing. Dragged down. Clausen said maybe a little bit late. No flags on the field, so DeGrasse maybe got back to the line, maybe a yard. And that's going to bring out 4th and 4. See how Coach Gross plays this one here. Looks like they brought out the kicking unit, Chris.
It does. Look for some sort of trick play maybe here by Old Town on a fake. Foxcroft can be so dangerous in the open field, especially on punt returns, kickoff returns.
And it is Clausen is the one set to kick. So that threat could be there any time, but going to have a good kick there. It's going to take a kind bounce for the Coyotes. Wow. Down inside the 2. What a punt there.
That was. Beautiful punt.
And with that, the ball is going to go back to the Ponies here, Chris.
Yeah, I want to tell you about some other games going on tonight. A lot of high school football action. Got those interstate matchups between New Hampshire and Maine teams as well. Laconia, New Hampshire is playing at Freiburg tonight, and Thornton is playing down in Bedford, New Hampshire. I like those, that they do that.
Absolutely.
Between the neighboring states.
And it makes a lot of sense logistically sometimes. And it's a lot of fun for the athletes as well. I mean, yes, you're playing some different places sometimes, but anytime you get that cross-state matchup, that adds a little bit every single time. You're not just playing for your school, you're playing for your state at that point in some cases too. So a lot of fun being had across the state. A lot of fun was had on this Pony side of the ball the last time they had it. It was CV DeSands. The touchdown was the result. CV, he's going to throw it again. They're going to throw it up. This time, well defended.
Yeah, they're going to get a pass interference here on Old Town.
Yeah, they are.
Again, it looks like he had a beat on the defender there, and Old Town, did he toss the flag out or not? Yeah, his flag's still down.
Is that a flag or is that maybe some laundry across the way, Chris?
Not sure.
It's yellow. Is it a clear?
I thought the ref threw a flag.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, thought he did.
Threw it again. He threw it twice.
I wasn't imagining it. I think he kind of threw it in the spot where the foul occurred.
In Maine high school football, it's just a
15-yard
penalty, so it's not a spot.
It's not a spot foul, so I'm not sure.
In the NFL, you'll see that sometimes, so you can see kind of the spot in which that penalty occurred and where the yardage will be moved up to. But just a 15-yard play, really, for the Ponies right out of the gate. But it beats a touchdown, and that's what we saw last time CVD Sands happened. This time we're going to have a handoff out of the backfield, chased out wide, headed to his left and chased out of bounds. Finn Holmes. Good pursuit
Smith
there.
On that run.
Landon Smith, sorry. Good pursuit there by the Old Town Coyotes.
It was. Looked like he had a lot more room coming up on this near sideline. But good pursuit there, as you said, by the Coyotes. Ball at the 19, their own 19 here.
And following a really good kick, those are the types of plays you need if you're Old Town to keep yourself field position and momentum-wise.
Yeah, you need to flip the field right here. It'd be big for them if they could force a Foxcroft punt.
Second down, so still a lot of time to determine that, and CV's going to have this offense split out wide. Lone man in the backfield beside him, and it's going to be a passing play here. Quick turn on a curl. Good gain there. That time it was Aiden Sickler on the reception, and
they got so many weapons, Foxcroft. They can bring these guys, they just bring them in and out, and they seem to be productive.
And Coach Danny White talked to us a little bit about how he felt the passing game kind of took shape a little bit more last week, and they were able to get a little bit more comfortable, execute it, as he mentioned, in the critical moments, but also just get into a rhythm through the air, which early in a season, you're going to have those hiccups, and you can simulate it in practice, but sometimes it takes that real game experience, and we're seeing that on display right now. This time, a pair to either side of CV, and we have a jump there.
It's going to be offsides. Encroachment there against Old Town's going to cost them 5 yards.
It's going to move them up, and those are the types of mistakes you can't make against a Foxcroft team. You can't make it against any team, really, but the Ponies, typically a pretty disciplined club. We've already seen 2 flags here on this opening, well, this drive, not opening drive, but see if this Old Town defense can settle in. Defended the run really well. Handoff here, another opportunity. Again, pretty well defended. Landon Smith, good cut to even get some yardage out of that. Was almost brought down in the backfield initially, and he's going to have enough for a first down or be right at the first down yardage, just shy. And it is, because of the penalty, going to be second and short, Chris. This could be a shot opportunity where you have maybe even 2 downs to just get a yard. Maybe here you take a shot. Lucas Sands spread out wide on the far side of the field. Empty backfield, motion man across. Jet handoff, flown into the backfield and thrown down. Very well defended there by Old Town. Griffin Faulkner able to bring down
Simon Terzic. Yeah, he's the foreign exchange student that came to play football here at Foxcroft Academy this year, and he can also be multi-dimensional as well. He can play quarterback at times. You'll see him split out or in motion like he just was. But a great job to defend that by Old Town.
And they've done a great job in the run game so far, being able to stuff some of those opportunities. And that time the intention was a little bit of east to west and ended up being a little bit south. And after all that excitement, it's going to be 3rd and long here. And CV, he's going to have everybody split out wide. The blitz comes, almost brings him down. CV keeps the play alive, thrown across and dropped. Good stick there. Able to prevent that catch. It was originally Holmes that was intended to catch that, but good stick there by Old Town. That's going to bring up 4th and long, and the field position might be in the Old Town Coyotes' favor here.
Yeah, that was a huge play on that second down play to set Foxcroft up with 3rd and long, and overall, a really good job by the Coyotes' defense.
Great answer following the open drive as well. A couple of penalties, but didn't harm you. It's going to be Foxcroft to kick this one away.
Got a flag down. I think it's going to be a false start against the Ponies.
And Old Town's loving it on their sideline. That's going to back up the Ponies even more here.
5-yard penalty, and hoping for a little bit better field position here for Old Town.
The kick's still pending here, Chris, but conditions already improving for Old Town, who was able to get a little bit of momentum when they had the ball last. Good kick there, headed towards Old Town's sideline. It's going to take a kind bounce, go out around the 40-yard line, up around the 41. What we're going to do right now is take it on over to a quick commercial break and be back with you in a moment.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Welcome back here now. You missed a DeGrasse handoff that went a little bit south, and we're going to have a stoppage here. Old Town's going to take a timeout to talk about it a little bit more there, Chris. It's inside handoff and good stand by the Foxcroft Academy defensive line to force that one a little bit in the southern direction there, Chris.
Yeah, and Old Town, I mean, they did a good job. The first time they had the ball on offense, they picked up a first down, moved up close to midfield, and build that momentum again by coming up with a defensive stand to kind of put the field on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see how they can respond this time with the offense.
And you can see a shot here of the Ponies sideline. Got the sideline cam instituted into tonight's action. And, you know, it's a sideline that's celebrating homecoming here at Foxcroft Academy. There's some excitement in the air. And Old Town, they're coming out looking for a win and trying to get excited about that. And one thing we talked to Coach Danny White about, Chris, is you really can't take any matchup in this league this year for granted.
No, you definitely can't. And it's going to be interesting how things shake out and see. I've had an opportunity to see Herman twice. Very impressed with them. They're trying to go to 3-0 tonight. They're playing at Oceanside.
Shotgun snap to Clausen. Handoff to DeGrasse. He's going to get a few yards out of it.
They're going to have a holding call, though, I think, against Old Town.
Yeah, that one's
thrown in the area of holding.
And Harvey was clapping his hands, excited about that one. That's going to usually indicate a holding. It does. So penalties here, Chris, kind of adding up for Old Town. They've put themselves behind the 8 ball a little bit as it comes to that, but still here sitting 7-0. 5:59 remaining in this opening quarter of action.
Of course, we'll pass on any of the local scores we get. Nokomis is at Brewer tonight. Another game of interest that could be of interest to many people in the 8-man ranks is Old Orchard Beach is playing at Stearns tonight. So that could be a high-scoring game for sure. Those two teams can put up some points.
They can indeed. Old Town looking for their first points of the ball game. Clausen, he's going to draw back. Great protection. Pass out the sideline, just through the outstretched hands.
Had him open.
He did. I believe that was DeGrasse, the intended target there. And Chris, give credit to this offensive line so far for Old Town. That time just through the outstretched arms, but that was a good play. Well drawn up and great protection. Second time we've seen that in the passing game.
Yeah, and they protected well. You saw when Old Town had the ball first when they picked up their one first down. Clausen had a bunch of time back there to decide where he was going to go with the ball.
He did indeed, and now 3rd and long here, Chris. Clausen back under center now. Lone man in the backfield is DeGrasse. They go play action fake. Clausen rolls out to his left, pass deep, intended well and caught!
What a catch!
What a catch indeed. Tommy King, the body adjustment. Almost dropped to a hip there, Chris. Great throw by Clausen, who we talked about it coming into this one. The pass percentage wasn't the greatest entering tonight's game, but he's had some really clean looks with a clean pocket, and that time able to connect long.
Yeah, he's that was just a great catch. Great throw and great catch. That was nothing the Foxcroft to defend. It was almost underthrown a little bit so that he could adjust and catch the ball. Came back for it. Great catch by King.
Hand off to DeGrasse, able to run through a tackle before being brought down. Terzic able to bring him down, but good hard run there by DeGrasse and some momentum brewing and building for this Old Town Coyotes offense. Chris, after a 3rd and 23, able to pick up that play through the air. A nice run to follow it up. Maybe a little bit of some wind out of the sails of the Ponies there. See if Old Town can capitalize on this one. Clausen again out of shotgun, motion man across. Settling in now. Quarterback keep and brought down Harvey. Good tackle there, and Clausen goes down.
Boy, that was a hard hit he took, too.
Yeah, he went down hard.
He's limping a little bit.
He runs hard, but feeling it after that one. He's going to head towards the sideline.
Great job by Foxcroft to anticipate that run by Clausen. And he was down, I guess, before he dropped the ball, but almost a fumble and a turnover there.
And Coach Gross comes out to meet Clausen. He returns to the huddle, so he's staying in. Tough player there. Going to bring up 3rd and manageable. Well into Ponies territory. Likely 4-down situation here. Unless this play goes south, you got to imagine you got 2 to get 4. Clausen rolling to his left. Well defended. Not many options downfield. Just going to throw that one out of play. Clausen still hobbling here a little bit, Chris.
Definitely is.
That's a huge factor in terms of his scrambling game, which he is so proficient at.
Yeah, obviously this is a 4-down territory here for Old Town. Getting the play from Coach Gross across the way. Austin a little limber there, going back into the huddle.
Gets a play call, and big play here, the biggest of the ball game so far for Old Town. 4th and 4. Clausen at a shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass. Looking through the air, double coverage, and that time over the outstretched arms of Lucas Sands and Terzic. Both well defended there. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Ball back to the Ponies. Just a reminder, at halftime is going to be the Hall of Fame induction ceremony taking place on the field. We're also going to have a very special guest joining us, Coach Charles Beal, who's the head coach for the Foxcroft Academy men's basketball team, but also the former coach of the Old Town Coyotes. So he knows all the players really out there on the field, or most of them. So be interesting to see his point of view on this first half of action, chat with him a little bit about homecoming festivities. That time, screen play. CV played across, well defended by Old Town again. Sands able to get a couple out of it. But
speaking of Coach Beal, you can add play-by-play to his resume too.
Yeah, very good.
Week 1 here against Herman, did a very, very good job. As a coach, you can see a lot of things and explain a lot of things maybe a little bit better than me or you could, but definitely knows the X's and O's, so it was kind of cool to have him on the broadcast.
It definitely was, and it's going to be great to have him back on tonight, and I think he's going to be doing some games with us in the near future as well, so we'll chat about that too. But returning to the action now, the Ponies, third crack at it offensively, their first play of the game, went for a Lucas Sands touchdown through the air, looking to get some momentum back now. Last drive stalled out. Handoff inside, fumble, ball on the ground, it's recovered by Old Town. Good hit in the backfield and able to get swallowed up there. Carroll came away with it.
Yeah, big play there for sure. See if Old Town can take that and turn it into some points here.
And give credit again here, Chris, to this Old Town defensive front. We've talked about their ability to stretch out runs and really be stout on the front side of things on the defensive line, and that time just able to get to Smith in the backfield and force a fumble there. Recovered, and a great opportunity again here for Old Town. Clausen was a little bit hobbled last time out. We're going to see him return to the field again. Tough player. Under center now. DeGrasse in the backfield. Clausen drops back. All kinds of time. Through the air and over the outstretched arms of his intended target on the far side, Griffin Faulkner. That's Brandon Shands, actually, the one that meant to be the intended target there. Just a little bit over his outstretched arms. And 2nd and 10.
Boy, it's he's definitely got the time to find the targets. If they can get a little bit better with the accuracy there, he's got a ton of time.
Give a lot of credit to this offensive front. They've been able to perform so far in this one. Against the Ponies front that we have shouted out with good reason, because time after time they wreak havoc on an opponent, especially in the run game. But Old Town looking to rewrite the script on that one in this. DeGrasse the handoff, and that time going to be swung down. Finn Holmes into the backfield. And when you give these linebackers time to fly through the gaps and find someone in the backfield, that's what can happen so often. Maybe that's part of what we're seeing here, Chris. These linebackers dropping back into coverage and not being able to get after the quarterback, but on a run, give Holmes and Smith a ton of credit. One thing they do very well, the pair of them, is read the run, read and react, and you saw it on full display right there.
I mean, Old Town's been big on the run and having success with it through the first 2 weeks, but it almost looks like they'd have better luck with the passing game tonight. With the time that's been given, yeah.
It's a passing down here following the fumble. Looking to not go 3 and out on this one. Clausen rolls to his left. Pass through the air is caught. Or dropped. It went through the hands. Maybe some late contact there, able to force that ball out. Had it for a moment.
He did. I think it was jarred out by the Foxcroft defender on the far side of the field. Almost a great catch over there on the sideline.
It was indeed.
Old Town's going to punt this, and the way their defense kind of been playing.
Other than that first
play of the game, they played pretty good so far.
Absolutely. You can give even a little bit of grace on that one, a little bit of a slip from the corner. Kind of help set that up. Clausen, that time, it's going to be soft roller out of play, so wasn't the one that landed on the 2-yard line before, but that time inside the 15, still very good field positioning flip there for Old Town, and Ponies, it's going to be the third time they've started in non-advantageous field positioning here. Be interesting to see if they go right back to Smith, see if after the fumble, get that momentum right back, get that confidence right back. 1:37 remaining here in the opening quarter of action. 7-0 our score. Ponies scored 17 seconds into the ball game. And it's been great defense either side since. Seavey out of shotgun. Holmes beside him. Seavey, pressure comes. Able to get that one away. Nobody along the sideline.
What a great job by the Old Town defense.
Impressive time and time again.
CB had no choice but to throw that out of bounds, or he was going to be sacked for a big loss, and that would have been back inside the 5-yard line. He would have been sacked. Good choice to throw it away there by CB. Another name we know well up here in these parts, Foxcroft, his older brother was the star quarterback here for the Ponies as well.
Yes, he was. And now on staff as well. So
yep.
That did not leave the program, that is for sure. And CV 15 out there on the field looking to write his own story. And might need a little bit of some help here. Good handoff inside. Brought down by a crew of tacklers for Old Town. Terzic able to get a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd and manageable.
About 3rd and 5.
Kind of opens up the playbook for you here, Chris. You can run a little bit of whatever.
3rd and 4, they're calling it. Got up to about the 21. Gonna need the 25 here.
And clock now under a minute remaining. There will need to be at least one play before the quarter expires, depending on how it shakes out. Coach Danny White might have time to think about it if this is not picked up. Although field positioning wise, it's likely you need to get this. We're going to be kicking it away. That time caught.
First down.
It's a moot point there. Is able to get the first down. Keeps the chains moving.
With Sands again on the reception. Rolling up the yardage, Sands is his 11th catch of the season on that last one.
Clock continues to wind here. See if the Ponies, how they want to end out this first quarter of action. Players split wide again for Seavey. Motion man is Harvey. Fake to him. Pass over to Terzic. Makes a man miss. Tries to make another one. If Simon Terzic can be able to get through that one, might not have been able to catch him, Chris.
That's probably the way we're going to end the first quarter here, Zach.
It looks like it is. So 7-0 our score. It was an opening play touchdown for the Ponies. Since then, great defense either side. We're going to swing it on over to a commercial break and rejoin you for the start of the second.
As
Welcome back here as we get this second quarter of action started. That time, quarterback keeper by CV. Able to gain a couple of yards as we get this second quarter of action started. Looking for a place to get stronger, healthier, and feel your best? Well, come to Millside Fitness right in the heart of Dexter at 28 Main Street. Whether you're just starting your fitness journey or pushing towards new goals, Millside Fitness has the space and equipment to help you succeed. Convenient, local, and focused on you. Don't wait. Make your health a priority today. Call 207-924-2029 or visit us on Facebook. The first step is taking the step.
Speaking of those Maine, New Hampshire matchups, Foxcroft Academy is going to be going to Dover, New Hampshire next week for their Week 4 game, playing against York. So Dover's going to Dover. Away. It's an away game. So
it'll be very on the nose there. And get a whistle before play started. Maybe a little bit of some movement before that one got off. Delay of game is going to be the call. So that's going to back up the Ponies on a third down here in their own territory, Chris. This becomes a much less manageable third down. 3rd and 7.
Certainly does.
So both sides now kind of getting hit with the penalty bug in this one. Some unforced errors. And that's going to make a 3rd and 7 a pretty big play here, Chris.
Especially in this part of the field. See what Foxcroft can come up with here. I personally think they're going to go back to Sands here.
And we're going to have a
timeout by Foxcroft.
So following the delay of game, just over a minute into the second quarter here, Chris, 1 minute and 14 seconds. We had overrun, penalty, timeout. So with that, 3rd and 7, what do you think maybe they want to be chatting about here on third down? Chris, obviously it's 7-0. They're feeling good, but haven't really found that same level of success and momentum.
Yeah, and I think Old Town's going to come with the pressure definitely on this next play. Foxcroft wants to put it in the air. They're definitely going to have to do a good job of protecting CV on this next play. You might see Foxcroft even run a draw here against the blitz. So we'll see. That's what makes games interesting, is you never know what's coming on the next play.
That's a lot of the fun. And 3rd and 7 is still pretty doable. I mean, we saw Old Town convert in a similar field positioning on 3rd and 23. So just an opportunity to kind of draw things up. Coach Danny White wants to establish some momentum in this one, too. Get back to how the game kind of kicked off and started.
Yeah, and our next football broadcast will be here at Foxcroft Academy in a couple weeks when the Ponies face Greeley. And Greeley is a powerhouse. They have looked really good the first 2 weeks of the season. So
that's going to be a ton of fun. We had some movement there.
Ooh, I think they jumped off sides.
They did indeed. And Michael Carroll, who recovered a fumble earlier on.
He was coming on the blitz, but he didn't read the snap count right on that one.
The pendulum swings again, so
another 5 yards in Foxcroft's favor now. So
wonder if
that's 3rd and 2.
You think that's what Coach Danny White drew up in the timeout?
Yeah, he said draw them off sides.
Yep. Let's make sure.
Yeah.
It definitely is an aspect of the game.
It could happen that way because
absolutely.
Teams change the snap count all the time.
Yep.
For that reason.
Absolutely. And especially on a big third down play, I mean, defense a little bit even extra energy and extra antsy in that type of a situation. And now the playbook's pretty open here, Chris. 3rd and 2.
Yep, many options here for the Ponies.
CV, Smith and Holmes beside him. He's going to hand off now. That is to Landon Smith, who gets to the first down marker.
Boy, it's going to be close.
It's going to be dependent on the spot here, Chris. Obviously, the official on that far sideline had a great view of it. They're going to say he is short.
Yeah, he needed the 42, I believe, and he got the 41. No, sorry, 36-yard line. He needed the 37, so
I'm gonna say
interesting decision here now for Foxcroft, 4th and 1 in their own territory.
And it looks like they're at least going to send CV out. They're having a conversation about it.
Maybe give him the option to either punt it or
your defense has had a couple of stops with Old Town being in your territory as it is, so maybe just putting some confidence back into your defense. Try, like you just said, try to get them to draw off sides. Not lining up for the tush push, so no Philadelphia Eagles out there on the field. Motion man across. Is that another jump?
No, it's going to be a false start against Foxcroft.
Now they're going to
Oh,
say
wow,
offsides
it
on the
is. You're right.
defense.
You're right. They did it again. So you're gifting Foxcroft first downs now. It's not something you can do if you're an Old Town fan.
That's a first down on 2 penalties, 5 yards apiece. And that's a pretty big play in this one, Chris, going back to even the 3rd down situation.
I called that one wrong. You called it spot on. I couldn't believe they had gone offsides on a couple plays in this series.
Such an antsy type of play where you're really trying to prevent that team from gaining an inch. Instead, you give them 5 yards on the air there. That time, thrown in, good connection on the far side. Aiden Sickler through the air.
Nice play, yep. They could stretch the field in many different ways, and Sickler comes up with a big play here for the Ponies.
Just like that, following the penalty that gave the first down, through the air and into Coyote territory. And now see how the Old Town Coyotes come out and adjust here and respond.
35-yard line here.
Handoff inside, that's Holmes. We have another flag flying through. Typically, that's thrown in the area of holding. Wait for the official to give the signal.
Maybe
here.
that's what I should start doing. Wait for the official to call it before you call it, Chris.
The area in which it was thrown was back near the offensive line. It's typically the case, but yeah, but it is going to be a hold against the offense. It's going to back them up 10 yards. Chris,
well, penalties both ways, and
kind of the story
this
first half in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and the maybe that timeout really was about the snap count thing, because Old Town did jump up sides a couple times since then. So, and teams do that all the time, like I said. Could have been something they saw on the defensive side. Defense getting a little bit too antsy.
And following the hold is going to be 1st and 20. CV, the snap and handoff, and brought down immediately was Finn Holmes. Give credit. Trying to see who brought him down there in the white and green uniforms. I think it was Donovan Davis who was able to fly into the backfield, and haven't shouted him out in a while, so I want to do that now. This defensive front for Old Town has been very impressive in this game, Chris.
Yeah, number 9, Marcus Cody, is their defensive leader so far. He's got 11 solo tackles, 9 assisted tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss coming into this game tonight.
And the defense has looked stout in this one. CV through the air. This time he's going to keep it. Going to be brought down. That was well defended there. Able to get some yards out of it, but it's going to be 3rd and long here.
3rd and 19. I think you want to...
I don't know what play you draw up, but I know what name you call, and it starts with an L and ends with a touchdown a lot of the time, and that's Lucas Sands. And that's how the game started. And really, Chris, since that point, he's caught a screen pass, but not a ton of action for Sands. So good adjustment by Old Town, first of all, but in this type of a situation, would not be surprised at all if you see number 11 get the call.
Sure, that's what Old Town's probably thinking, too.
Harvey checks out. Smith checks in alongside Seavey. Sands is along our near sideline here. Well defended there by Old Town. Seavey trying to keep it alive, and he's brought down. Davis involved, as well as another gang of tacklers. Faulkner, I believe, was in there as well, and that's 4th and very long. And that's going to probably bring up, well, safe to say, going to bring up a punt here, Chris.
Like Travis Hill was also in on that tackle for the Old Town Coyotes. Number 73.
Set deep to return is Tommy King. So another opportunity here for Old Town. They've had their chances and look good on some of their drives and possessions. Looking to get another one going here following the punt. That one's going to take a kind Old Town bounce into the hands of an Old Town player there. It's typically, you might hear the word poison out there on the field. The second that ball takes a bounce, you want to get away from that football.
I think that's only like a 12-yard net, because it was the 44, I believe it was, and It looks like Old Town's going to have the ball at about the 32. So.
It was a good kick through the air.
It was through the air, yeah. Just took a bad hop if you're a Foxcroft Pony. Again, Old Town's defense keeping them in the game right now, and they need to respond offensively here. They've had some good-looking drives, just no points to show for it so far.
And Chris, they've been in some competitive games this year.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks they played really good Madomic team and a really good Gardner team. They were in both of those games, first 2 weeks.
And they are in this one. Clausen back out there on the field now. A little hobbled earlier on. Something that we're going to watch for throughout this one as he hands off to DeGrasse. DeGrasse bounces it to the outside. We got a flag thrown on the play. Not trying to call it before it's called, but
no.
I'm going to assume
it is holding.
A hold is going to be the call here, and that's going to back up Old Town's offense. So
yeah, a lot of yellow on the field here in the first half.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better, but
not necessarily better. But
I think both teams would like this better to not be in the way of more penalties. But it happens when you're playing hard, playing fast. Sometimes the execution isn't always there, but athletes out there trying to make a play, penalties are part of it.
Speaking of Gardner, that's another big game tonight is Wells at Gardner. Wells, of course, had the longest win streak in the state snapped last week by the Herman Hawks, and what a start by Kyle Galan and the Herman Hawks.
Just playing incredible football and tough opening to a season. You get Foxcroft Academy Ponies and Wells back to back,
and you win both. You win both. So
Clausen had a lot of time, rolled out to his left, going all the way back across the field. Pass far sideline. It is going to be completed there. That was Tommy King on the catch. Didn't get a whole lot of yards, but Clausen looked really good on the scramble there, Chris.
He's really good at keeping the play alive and giving his guys time to get open, and you've seen that on several occasions so far tonight.
You pair that with the fact that the offensive line's been able to keep him upright and that jersey clean for the most part. And you get the results you're seeing out there on the field, able to sustain some drives, just need to finish them as the clock continues to move here. 6:30 now remaining in this opening half of football. Clausen out of shotgun, motion man across. Snap away, Clausen's going to keep it, designed keeper. Fights through the middle, able to get some yardage there. Took a shot, but
certainly took a shot at the end of that play. It's going to come up about 1 yard short here. So another big play for the Old Town offense coming up.
And Chris, a lot of the momentum type of plays are about managing the clock too. And one important thing to mention is, yes, Foxcroft scored on their first play of the game, but Old Town's going to get the ball to start the second half. So if you can manage the clock here, I'm not saying you're going to take off the remaining 5 minutes and 41 seconds, but if you can get a score here, maybe a stop, get the ball back at halftime, following halftime, 7-7 ball game. That time we won't call it a tush push, but we'll call it actually a bounce out to the right side.
Wow.
And most importantly, Old Town's going to call it a first down.
I don't know. He was in a big crowd of people, and then all of a sudden you saw him running up the far sideline.
So. It looked like a rugby scrum for a second, and the next thing you know, Clausen with some daylight on this beautiful September evening along his sideline, and ball is just about at the 50, 48-yard line for the Old Town Coyotes here. Continuing to manage the clock and manage this drive. Clausen starting to heat up on the ground as well. That time a handoff to Grass. Good hard run there, able to fight forward for some yardage. And although a lot of the offense has come through the air or off the legs of Clausen in those passing situations, you've seen DeGrasse get some success on the ground here a number of times in this opening half, and that's kind of how the game of football works, Chris. Wear down a defensive front.
Yeah, I mean, definitely no slouch coming into this game. He had 25 rushes for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that's over a 6 yards per carry average coming into this game. So DeGrasse can definitely do it on the ground. It's just all about that offensive line, who's done a fantastic job so far tonight.
They have indeed. Penalties, a big story in this one. Something we've been talking about all night, but good drive brewing here and a better defensive play right there.
Foxcroft did a good job reading that play. That looked like a read option that time by Clausen, and ended up probably was hoping that he should have held on to that now at this point, but it's like a read option play.
Good play by Aiden Bryant, able to get a stop there, and 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 situation here now. Do want to give a shout out to some of the upcoming broadcasts we've got. Sunday, September 21st, Full Blast Pro Wrestling. That's at 2 p.m. That's going to be video only. We'll give you more of those broadcasts following this 3rd down here. Big play in this ball game. Under 4 minutes left to play in this opening half. Clausen, that time, some pressure gets to him. Rolls all the way back to his right. Fires. That time's just going to sail out of play. Just want to get rid of that one. And that's going to bring up 4th and 6. Chance to maybe kick this one away.
Yeah.
Flip field positioning again, Chris.
Yes, I think if you're Old Town, you gotta punt this one.
Well, as we wait that, do want to shout out a couple more of the upcoming broadcasts we've got on the way for you. Wednesday, September 24th, you got Dexter at Foxcroft Field Hockey. The pregame starts at 6:15. And the very next day, Thursday, September 25th, Dexter at PCHS Soccer. That's a video-only broadcast starting at 7 p.m. And then Saturday, September 27th, Lee at Dexter Boys at 9 a.m., video only. Bangor Christian at Dexter Girls Soccer. That's at 11 a.m. only. Video only. Lucas Sands fields the punt. Goes back up the middle. Going to be brought down by a couple of Coyotes there. Good return by Sands to the 25, maybe 26-yard line. 3:26 remaining. What do you think Coach Danny White's going to want out of this final offensive drive, you'd assume, of the opening half of football?
This has been a very just well-played game defensively. Both teams have been able to sustain drives at times. The only thing that hasn't gone good in the first half for both teams is the penalties. So hoping to clean that up.
And in a way, though, that's even been even. Because
yes, it has been pretty even.
They've had penalties at big moments either side, so it's clearly going to be a conversation at halftime. But you can kind of look at it and say that all things played equal. Maybe some big moments that might have been momentum, and you can't necessarily equate those things. But penalty-wise, it's fairly even. Seavey out of shotgun. Holmes beside him. He's just going to keep it now. Going to run forward for a couple of yards.
It's going to get about full 3, I guess they're going to call it.
And that's a big play, Chris, because you get the clock moving. And now you can kind of play the rest of this drive the way you want to. If you throw that through the air and you're already behind the 8 ball, you might be able to set up a situation that Old Town's getting the ball back with some time. Here there's a guarantee. The clock is moving. The clock is rolling. I think both sides have 2 timeouts left. Actually, good catch by our producer, Mark Collin. That was Lucas Sands in at quarterback. Actually, that's Terzic in at quarterback. Simon Terzic playing in quarterback position.
The 1s and the 11s can be pretty deceiving here from the press box if you don't have binoculars.
And Seavey along the sideline. We're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Danny White.
Now, this is a kid that they did say would probably play quarterback some this year, so it's not a surprise that he's out there. He's a very, very good athlete. And maybe trying to switch it up offensively a little bit.
CV very adept through the air. Capable runner as well, but Terzic in space when he has that type of opportunity, which hasn't happened a ton this game because of the Old Town defense. Give a lot of credit to them, but Coach Danny White going to take a timeout here. 3rd and 8. You don't pick it up here. I think Old Town's got 2 of their own timeouts left. Chance to get the football back potentially for Old Town following this play.
Yeah, I mean, overall, even if it goes to the half, 7-0 Foxcroft, you got to feel pretty good if you're Old Town.
Yeah. Especially the way the game started.
Yes.
You were down 7-0,
1 play,
seconds into the game.
67 yards, yeah.
But still a lot to be determined. Obviously, the Ponies are looking to keep this drive alive on a 3rd and 8 situation here. It's going to be Terzic still in the ball game. Late addition to the field is Smith. Gets a play call from Terzic. Has Holmes and Smith to either side of him. Terzic, he's going to be going through the air, over the middle and over the outstretched arms. And without a timeout, the clock will stop again. So 2:31 remaining here.
Get plenty of time to Old Town now, and maybe Old Town can get a drive together here and milk the clock going into halftime and maybe tie this game up. and get the ball to start the third quarter. That would be big for them.
It's going to be Lucas Sands set to kick this one. Had a nice kick through the air, but took a kind bounce last time, and Old Town had decent field positioning.
Watch out for Tommy King on this. If he can get a return going, and kid seems to be pretty dangerous in the open field.
He's got his heels on his 37-yard line. That time through the air, almost tipped away.
Not going to get a return.
Yep, sails out of bounds.
Good field position, though, for Old Town.
Going to be right around the 40-yard line at the 39. So again, though, most of this game, Old Town's had fairly decent field positioning to start their drives. It's just about finishing those drives. And that goes back to the opening punt of the game for Old Town. Really, since that point, Chris, these games have existed kind of between the 20 and the other team's 40 and in between those two margins.
Yeah, you called it right at the 39 to start this drive with 2:25 left here in the first half. And it's been an interesting first half for sure. If you could have judged it by that first play of the game, you thought maybe Foxcroft would start rolling, but
and homecoming
credit to Old Town.
Yeah, absolutely. Able to settle in and see how they manage the remainder of this opening half. Like you said, Chris, probably wouldn't be too sad about the way the score is right now. But that time, through the air, a lot of contact.
Oh, they're gonna get him for targeting, I believe.
Well,
there's two calls. I think it might offset.
There's
two penalty flags on the play, so it could be holding against Old Town and then targeting, personal foul on Foxcroft.
It could be that, or it could just be maybe the extracurricular after the fact.
Or helmet to helmet could also be. There could be many calls on that one.
And this is why we wait.
Yes, this is why we wait.
But I do think that this is likely going to be offsetting.
Yes, I do too.
We talked about penalties being even. There's nothing more even than both teams having a penalty on the
Well,
same
you
play.
could see that hit coming, the way that ball was floating up like that.
And that's a tough situation. We saw that play earlier in the game as well on a 2nd and 23 that set up the 3rd and long. And that play was there, just a little bit out of the outstretched arms. That play might have been caught if it wasn't for that stick.
Okay,
And that
let's see what we
was
have
a
for
stick.
We'll get an official call now.
Ineligible downfield.
Personal foul on Foxcroft. And, as we said, offset. So we're just going to do it over again, like that play didn't even happen.
Say all things even, but it's not very even when you take a shot like that and all you get told is we're going to play that over again. So it's almost like you took that for nothing, really, at that point.
I'm sure that player doesn't feel too good about that.
Although, it might have, if it's the extracurriculars, then you kind of got your team out of the penalty that could have been in that situation. But all things played equal, away we go again. Clausen out of shotgun, that time fumbled, just jumps on top of it.
And he's going to lose a couple yards, though.
And now as the clock continues to wind here, Chris, penalties starting to add up. You're just about under 2 minutes. 2nd down here. See how they play out the remainder of this first half, but you get the second half kickoff. You don't need to do anything that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Old Town might play it conservative here with the score and knowing the situation. You get the ball to start the second half and don't want to do anything silly here.
And only one time
down
out
by
for the
7.
Ponies.
Yeah, and only one time out for the Ponies, yeah. So as you can see, Old Town's taking their time in the huddle.
Could even be a chance you take this as far down as you can. We'll watch that back line, Judge. Clausen's going to drop back, though. He's going to go through the air. That time tipped and almost intercepted. And there's the worry about that play, Chris. Now 3rd and long, clock stops.
Almost a diving interception there by the ever so mentioned Lucas Sands.
We'll want to see how Foxcroft chooses to end this first half as well. But now 1:19 left, depending on how this play goes. Obviously, if you break one for a first down, we're having a different conversation. But you can stop the clock after this, assuming that you don't allow them to pick up the first down.
I'm just going to guess Old Town's not going to pass the ball on this next down, knowing the situation, but I'm not the coach, so I don't know what they're going to call here. But you don't want to give Foxcroft too much time because with one timeout, you know, you get some first downs, the clock's going to stop on every first down. So you don't want to give them enough time to get down the field and put on some more points. And looks like we might have a false start here against Old Town.
Well, if you weren't going to run the ball before, maybe.
Yeah, 3rd and 18 now it's going to be.
Granted, though, picked it up on 3rd and 23 earlier on.
Yep.
I don't have an official track on
more.
penalties here, Chris, but it's been a number.
It has
here.
been. I'm not even going to venture to guess, but I think there's been a good 5 on each side at least.
In big moments, in first down type of situations, we saw one on a 4th and 1 earlier on.
I mean, we're still early in the season. We're in week
absolutely.
3, so you learn from these type of things as the season goes on, so you don't commit those penalties in a bigger game later in the season.
Clausen going to hand off inside to DeGrasse.
Yep.
Kind of expected there. Coach Danny White is going to take the timeout, so that's going to get the clock stopped with just 1:01.
And with the athletes you have on the Foxcroft side as well, you never know what's going to happen in a punt return either.
And I would not be surprised if you see everybody up on the line here. We used to have a call in high school where it's all out, and you put as many people on the line as you can, and you have one goal, and that is to block the punt. And you're not really paying attention to much else. If you can do that here, you only have a minute left. No timeouts remaining. On the Foxcroft side following this timeout.
Because another thing that can happen with a rush like that is you're going to rush the punter in punting it.
Exactly.
So he could make a bad punt and give Foxcroft the ideal place on the field to try to score some more points.
One thing you can't do, hit the kicker.
Yes, you can't rough the kicker. No.
You cannot afford to do that.
Saw that in an NFL game in a key spot last night in a tie game in the Miami-Buffalo game where they got the guy for roughing the kicker, and that ended up leading to a touchdown. So not what you want to do here if you're Foxcroft.
We'll see how they play it. You could also just choose and elect to set up a solid return and focus on the yardage here.
Yeah, it's going to be Aiden Harvey and Landon Smith are both back deep for Foxcroft.
They're back well deep here, really respecting the boot of Ethan Clausen. Both their heels to the 31-yard line. Clausen, good kick there, but it's going to be able to take a bounce. Going to be swallowed up there.
Now it'll be interesting to see what Foxcroft decides to do on offense with the time left on the clock.
A lot's going to depend on this first play. That's really going to tell you a lot of what we expect to see. Simon Terzic was out at the quarterback position all last drive. Looks like CV has the helmet on and is returning to the field of play now. So see if CV returns to the quarterback position here. 54 seconds, much more of a passing situation, assuming you're trying to get some points here before the expiration of the half.
I think that could have been just a thing, like I said, with Coach White putting him in to see if he could provide a spark to this offense.
Absolutely, and CV is out of shotgun here, so this play is going to tell us a lot. Screen play now, over to Sands. Sands going to have some room along the sideline. See if he steps out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock, Chris. Sands able to get out of play, first down.
If anything, if the Ponies can get to the 50 or inside the 50, we might see a couple Hail Marys here at the end of the half.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the more exciting plays in football. I do like the Hail Mary play.
Yeah, and CV's got a cannon as well, so it's not unrealistic to think of it in that situation. So big first down play there. At halftime, there's going to be a 2-minute break followed by the Hall of Fame ceremony. So stick around for all of that. And quick header out of bounds.
Harvey with a catch.
And here's the thing in the defensive situation here is you're trying not to give up those big chunk plays, but you'd almost rather just give up maybe one bigger play here and keep them between the hashes so you can make this clock run. 43 seconds left. And 2 quick plays by the Ponies, out of bounds quickly. Only 11 total seconds have come off the clock since they started their offensive drive. And they've got 1 first down, looking for another. Sands, the catch there, dropped. Actually, it might be a good thing that was dropped in that situation.
Yep, because I think he would have been kept in bounds. And but Foxcroft's saying, hey, you're going to let us take these little 4 to 5 yard out routes. We're going to take them. And that's what they've been doing here with the first couple plays.
You take what the defense gives you a lot of the time, but right now you're faced with a 3rd down situation. So kind of a chess match here, Chris. Either side kind of trying to dictate the way that this first half of action is going to come to a close.
Again, once you pick up that first down, the clock does stop while they respot the ball. So that will favor Foxcroft there in this situation.
CV out of shotgun. Drops back to pass. Sands. Stop and go. And he's going to go all the way. There is a flag. There is a flag.
I think they might. I'm not going to say anything, but the way the Foxcroft Academy coaches are reacting, it could be an offensive PI.
No, they look like there's
no. It's on the defense. See, that's why I shouldn't have said anything.
So the play before, Lucas Sands, quick curl. They throw it to him, doesn't catch it. That play, curl and go, double move, and that's how we saw the first touchdown for Lucas Sands, and that's how the first half of action's likely going to come to a close. 28 seconds left on the clock. Lucas Sands opens the half with a touchdown, and he might have just closed the half with a touchdown there. 13-0 our score. Huge play in this ball game.
Hayden Harvey will kick the extra point.
Movement up front. Waiting the signal here. Conversation happening down there on the field. Just a reminder, at the halftime, we're going to have the Hall of Fame ceremony and the induction that's taking place out down on the field. That'll be following a 2-minute break that we're going to take to start off the half. And then Coach Charles Beal, head coach of the Foxcroft Academy men's basketball team and former head coach of the Old Town Coyotes, is going to be up here to join us as well for a little conversation. Before we do that, we got to close out this first half of action. 13-0, extra point pending. Ponies on top. That time going to sail to the left. And they're going to say that it's up and through. From my angle, I thought that
did look to the left a lot, yeah.
That snuck in, and Chris, just like that, it is a 14-0 game. What a move by Lucas Sands. Great throw by CV as well.
Good job to wait on that curl and go that time by CV, and gave one little pump, and then, boy, Sands was, that couldn't have been, he's probably not scored 2 touchdowns like that easy in his career, but I know he's had some other easy ones, but he made it look easy on that one.
And it's all the setup. It was the play before. It's the quick hitting plays, and then the literal setup that Sands did in making that move, and maybe even a pump fake by CV. I mean, just well executed at a time where it looked like the Ponies weren't. I mean, they were moving a couple of plays there, but this Old Town defense, despite 2 big plays, this Coyotes defense has been pretty stout this game, Chris. Just the big hitting plays that have come back to bite them. I think that penalty.
Probably a point of emphasis. I think a point of emphasis coming into this game was to slow down Sands, but easier said than done.
It is indeed. Old Town, they're going to get the ball here, and they're going to get it to start the second half of action. That time, soft roller across the ground. Able to get some yardage there, but just a couple, 21 seconds remaining here in the opening half of play. See if we get a 1 play and then right off into the halftime break here. 21.7 on the clock, and likely going to be a 14-0 score as we head to the break.
Those Herman Hawks are doing it again tonight on the road at Oceanside. 22-8, they're up on the Mariners down there at halftime. So Hawks trying to go to 3-0 under Coggalant.
We have a kneel down to close out the first half of action. Clausen just going to elect to take it to a knee. That clock's going to run. Either side's going to return to their respective sidelines. And halftime conversational areas. And it's going to be a good conversation for the Ponies following that play, but things to improve on for either side. We're going to swing it on over to a commercial break and rejoin you for the halftime show in a moment.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started.
Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail, meat market, along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Aaron Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try the
We'd like to introduce you
right
to our
in Guilford,
2025
207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street, Saturday,
1965, Alan Smith. Alan distinguished himself at Foxcroft Academy during his 4 years playing for the Ponies. In the winter, he played basketball all 4 years. Besides basketball, he was a 2-year member of the wrestling team, finishing third in the 1964 Class B state championships in the 180-pound weight class. In the spring, he played right field for the baseball team and threw shot put for track. However, his true talent was on the football field. He earned a letter in all 4 seasons playing football for the Ponies, 11 total varsity letters, with his performance improving each year. During his junior and senior years, the Ponies posted 7-1 records. Based on his performance as an offensive and defensive tackle in his junior year, Allen was recognized as one of the top 22 high school players in New England by the official sports magazine in the fall of 1963. In all, Al was named the All-LTC First Teamer twice and was named a Bangor Daily News All-Eastern Maine First Teamer his junior and senior year. Our first member of the 2025 class from the class of 1965, Alan Smith. From the class of 2004, Randy Kennedy McKinney. Randy's athletic journey began at the early age of 6, participating in sports such as soccer, softball, and wrestling. As one of the first female wrestlers in the Dover Foxcroft Recreation Program, she competed fearlessly as a second grader, paving the way for future generations of girls in a traditionally male-dominated sport. Randy had a remarkable high school career here at FA, competing as a 3-sport athlete in soccer, winter cheerleading, and softball. In soccer, she was a 2-time captain for the Foxcroft Ponies, named the team MVP her junior year, and was a first-team Penobscot Valley Conference All-Star twice. In competitive cheering, Randy stood out as a base. Her strength and skill allowed her to throw flyers high in the air and catch them on the way back down. She was captain of the team her senior year. And on the softball field, she was a force to be reckoned with, playing third base and center field. She was captain and earned first-team all-conference recognition. She concluded her high school softball career with an impressive .510 batting average. After graduating, Randy moved to California, continuing her passion for sports, playing soccer and softball recreationally before moving back to Dover Foxcroft, where she's entrenched back in the sport program here in Dover Foxcroft. Our second member of the Athletic Hall of Fame from the class of 2004, Randy Kennedy McKinney. From the class of 2010, Ian Champion. Ian had a remarkable 4-year run here at Foxcroft Academy on the fields and courts around Maine. He was a 3-year starter on the gridiron for the Ponies, rushing for over 3,000 yards, receiving more than 600 yards, and he finished with over 175 tackles. He played in 3 state championship games, helping the Ponies win the championship in 2007. In the winter, he was a force in the basketball court. He played all 4 years for FA, and his senior season helped the Ponies achieve a 15-3 regular season mark in Class C. He was named to the Bangor Daily News second-team all-tournament team that year. And on the baseball diamond, Ian excelled. He started all 4 years for the Ponies, playing left field, third base, and as a pitcher. The Ponies had a great year his senior year of 2010, finishing first in Class C with a 15-1 record. Following his playing days in the Maroon and White, Ian played 2 years of college football at Maine Maritime Academy. He started all of the games his sophomore year, finished with 113 carries for 789 yards. Third member of the class of 25 from the class of 2010, Ian Champion. From the class of 2019, Mackenzie Beaudry Smith. Mackenzie dominated the courts and fields during her remarkable career here at Foxcroft Academy. She was a Maine Field Hockey Coaches Association Class B All-State player in both her junior and senior seasons. She was also named the PBC Class B Player of the Year in 2018. Her accolades in the basketball court are no different, as she was a 2017 Big East Conference Honorable Mention, a 2018 Big East Conference Second Teamer, and during her senior year she cleaned house. She was a Big East Conference First Team All-Star, the Conference Player of the Year, and was the prestigious 2019 Maine McDonald's All-Star. She was also part of the 2017 girls basketball team that advanced to the Eastern Maine Championship game. On the softball diamond, she was a dominant pitcher, helping lead the Ponies to the semifinals in 2018. She played in the 2019 Maine Softball Coaches Association All-Star Game, in addition to being a PBC First Teamer. That was an all-go for Mackenzie. She decided to try high jump on the track team and qualified for the state meet. Following high school, Mackenzie played basketball for Central Maine Community College at Auburn, and her team advanced to the USCAA Small College National Championship game in 2020. From the class of 2019, our fourth Athletic Hall of Famer, Mackenzie Beaudry Smith. And from the class, our final Athletic Hall of Famer this year is Coach Gary Wakeland. He had a Hall of Fame career long before joining Foxcroft Academy. Growing up in Indiana, Gary was a standout student athlete excelling in cross-country, football, basketball, baseball, and track. He was an all-conference guard in high school football despite weighing only 146 pounds. His greatest success, though, came as a runner, where he set school records, including a 4-minute and 32-second mile his senior year of high school. That earned him a track scholarship at Ball State University. After college, Gary served a 25-year career in the United States Air Force, during which he continued to run road races and marathons, including his best time of 2 hours and 37 minutes when he was 42 years old. But his second career was right here at Foxcroft Academy, where he served as a teacher, advisor, and coach from 1983 to 1999. He coached JV basketball, assisted with the varsity basketball team, coached football, and he coached cross-country and track before becoming a wrestling coach, despite never wrestling himself. He helped produce 14 state champions in 12 seasons at the helm and contributed to the sport's growth here in Dover Foxcroft and beyond. He was immensely proud of his student athletes and took great pleasure in celebrating their successes. Sadly, Gary passed away in 2011, but he left behind a legacy of sportsmanship, selflessness, and caring that continues to resonate today. Our final Athletic Hall of Famer is Coach Gary Wakeland, and accepting for Coach Wakeland is his wife Peg from the class of 1960. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get another round of applause for the members of the 2025 Foxcroft Academy Athletic Hall of Fame?
T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Visit sports merch at www.foxcroft.com
And at this time, folks,
store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Back here, halftime now, following the Hall of Fame ceremony and festivities. It's always great. We've kind of made that almost a tradition. It feels like every year we get to see that here at Foxcroft Academy, and it's a great opportunity to honor those former athletes and all the amazing accomplishments they've had. Had an athlete from 2019, had an athlete from 1965. That kind of goes to show the history and tradition here at Foxcroft Academy, which, Coach, you've quickly become part of. I mean, obviously, you've got some history on this sideline for either side, so we'll talk about that a little bit too. But just so glad to have you up in the booth with us. It's always a pleasure to get to talk to you. But you are a football mind, so I got to ask first, before we talk about you, what did you see in that first half? It was kind of a defensive battle, but what was your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, you take away 2 plays, and that's just a defensive battle right there. And so I think both coaching staffs are doing a good job. I mean, it's a physical game, and then again, two plays are the difference right now. So yeah, it's a fun game to watch. In between the tackles, I mean, just guys are hitting a lot of big hits out there. It's fun. It's different being up here, but I'm happy to see all the guys competing.
It is different being up here because a year ago you would have been on that sideline coaching the Old Town Coyotes, and I'm still making you keep the coach hat on for just a second because that was a great first half of football, all things considered. If you are, because you're football brain, I'm getting it going again. What are you talking about either side at halftime? Obviously starting off with Old Town, you give up 2 plays like you said. What's your conversation like?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Gross is, he's got a good staff there, and I think they're going to make some adjustments. I mean, when you have Ethan at quarterback, I mean, you're just a play away from breaking one. He's probably making a couple adjustments. They had a nice little running game on a couple of drives going, so I think they're just going to shore up some things. He does such a good job with that line. So I think they're going to try to establish a ground game, but they're going to look for a way to get Ethan going. He's just that dynamic of a player. And with Coach White and Coach Worthing at FA, I think they just got to maintain drives. They shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. And then, of course, you have Lucas, who's just phenomenal. And those 2 big plays are just game-changing, and it just changes the entire aspect of this game. But this drive coming out for Old Town to start the second half, just to lay a foundation for what this half could be. I think that it's going to be huge. So yeah, I mean, I think both coaching staffs are doing a good job, and it's going to be this first drive for Old Town is going to be a really important one.
I think you broke that down perfectly too. See, the coach hat is on, but you're also the coach here at Foxcroft Academy on the men's basketball side.
Yeah,
you talked about Lucas Sands a moment ago and what he's been able to showcase on the football field. He's also a great player for you in the winter, and just kind of talk about headed into a new year. Obviously, this is the time right now. We're in football season. It's fall. It's fun, but you're knocking on the door pretty soon here. What's the thoughts, and what was your summer like headed into the season for you guys coming up this winter?
I mean, it was different. I mean, last year, obviously, I was coaching Old Town, and I was teaching here at FA, so I always had the football guys who are my basketball guys coming in, giving me a little jab here and there about, Old Town. But I got a lot of love for a lot of guys in the roster. Ethan, Ben King, and his brother, and Josh Wolfers and Donovan, those guys on the line. They're doing a really good job over there. But basketball-wise, we're developing, I think, really well. Just getting the guys in the gym as a football town. And so I'm just trying to establish the basketball program with something the guys start working on in the summer so they can start seeing their skills translate. Because I read a stupid quote somewhere that, championships are won in the summer. Because that's where you develop. And if you don't develop in the summer, there's no way you can get better from year to year. You're just kind of, throwing things together. So, the football guys here at FA that play basketball, we lean into that, the physicality, the defense, the rebounding. We really try to hone in on those skills because some of them, they're all, 3-sport athletes. And so I try to take what we're best at here. And physically, we're right there. And thanks to football in a large part to that.
Yeah, and a big reason why the summer's so important for you guys is credit to the FA football program, but usually you don't get a lot of handoff between football and basketball season. Usually that's pretty bang. So, yeah, physicality. I mean, it's always a joy to watch you guys and to be able to cover the games and the intensity you also bring to the sideline as well. It's fiery, and your players clearly show that year after year. Charles, it's always great to have you in the booth, and I'm looking forward to being able to call a game
it will be fun
in the near future with you. But just genuinely, thank you for joining us. You have such a good acumen for the game and knowledge and the things that you bring, and not just on the football field, but in the basketball court.
I appreciate the kind words, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah. All right, we're going to take it on over to another quick commercial break and rejoin you for the rest of the halftime program.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/Eastern-Maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Building or remodeling a home or office and need electrical work? Call Ideal Energy Solutions. Ideal Energy Solutions is ready to wire your building right. Don't settle for less than ideal. Go with Ideal Energy Solutions. Call today.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Welcome back here now, and thank you for rejoining us on the halftime show. Minute and 10 seconds remaining on the halftime clock. It was a fun halftime, being able to watch the Hall of Fame ceremony and the interview with Coach Charles Beal. Up here in the booth. Chris, why don't we talk about some of the surrounding scores in the local area, some of the stuff that's going on tonight?
Yeah, we mentioned the Herman score, 22-8. They're winning at Oceanside. These are also some halftime scores. Stearns is on top of Old Orchard Beach, 20-18. Nokomis is leading Brewers 6-0. John Babs is on top of Mattanock Academy, 34-0. Wells over Gardner, 12-6. And a late second quarter score, Orono on top of Holton, 36-6.
A lot of fun football happening in the local area. Chris, some exciting football that happened in this first half of action, especially on 2 scoring plays for the Foxcroft Academy Ponies.
Yeah, it was the first offensive snap of this game. Ethan Seavey went up top to Lucas Sands for a 67-yard touchdown just 17 seconds into the game. And then at the end of the first half, we had another Seavey touchdown pass to Sands. This time it was 52 yards with 28 seconds left, and that's why we stand at the half, 14-0.
Kind of sandwiched the half there with 2 Lucas Sands. The sticks 1-1. Number 11, Lucas Sands, 2 first-half touchdowns. And what a performance by him. I mean, he's had a ball game. But, Chris, other than that, it's been really a defensive battle in this one. Both sides playing really high level at that end, sprinkling some penalties, and that's where we've gotten this one.
Yeah, and Sands really did it with the yardage as well in that first half, because you add those 2 together. I'm not a mathematician, but just those 2 catches, 119 yards.
Math is not our strong suit.
And he came into this game with 143 already, so he's definitely trending up the yardage here for the Foxcroft Academy Ponies here in the early season.
He is indeed, and it is going to be Old Town football to start this second half of action. As a reminder, we said it before moments ago, but they did have the opening kickoff, and then the first offensive play of the game for the Ponies went for a touchdown. Old Town would really like to do that on their end, and Coach Beal up at halftime during the interview, I mean, he mentioned just the ability for Clausen to be able to create a play anytime that he has the ball in his hands at the quarterback position. He did get a bit hobbled at a moment in that first half. That might have stunted a little bit of his movement, but he responded pretty well.
I'm guessing Coach Beal probably said that this is probably a big possession to start the third quarter for Old Town. Yeah.
He did.
I didn't hear the interview, but I'm guessing that's probably what he said.
And it is. It's a huge opening drive here, really for either side. I mean, obviously, if you're Old Town, you want to come out and make a statement, put some points up on the board, especially following kind of the way that first half of action came to a close. But opportunity here to right the ship, try to get some points. And if you're the Ponies, a 3-and-out goes a long way in maintaining the momentum that you had at the end of the half. That one skied into the air. It's going to take a bounce before eventually being corralled. And that time, whole host of tacklers on the far sideline for the Ponies. And that time, brought down, and away we go on the first offensive possession of this second half for Old Town.
See if Old Town can do a lot of what they did really well in that first half, which was control the offensive line and give Clausen time to make plays.
And they did that very well, Chris, as you mentioned.
Certainly did. Other than a couple plays that went for lost yardage, I thought overall they played fantastic.
To my knowledge, though, Chris, which, forgive me if I'm mistaken, no sacks given
No,
up.
I don't think any sacks, no.
DeGrasse,
There's been some runs caught in the backfield, but
DeGrasse, good hard run there on the sweep. Brought down eventually by number 67, Caleb Worthing. Good play to start the offensive possession here for Old Town. First sweep I can remember seeing of the ball game, too, so maybe a purposeful opening designed play there for the Coyotes.
Second half adjustments.
It's the game of football arguably has the biggest halftime or break in the game adjustments. Obviously basketball's up there too, but some of the things that you can talk about and adjust as a unit out there on the football field can't be understated. Clausen, he fakes the sweep this time. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be almost brought down. He bounces it. He keeps it alive.
Thrown in the area of holding, though. I'm not going to say it is, because I was wrong a lot in the first half doing that. But
well, Chris, the other part of that is there was a lot of opportunity to be right or wrong because there were a lot of penalties.
There was a lot of penalties, so yeah. I think my percentage overall was okay, but
I believe you're right on this one as well. It's going to look like either a block in the back, and it is. That's going to come back. The result's the same
still
there.
Still a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah. And that is something that, you know, Coach Beal talked to us about at halftime as well, is just the fact that penalties in the conversation. Granted, he talked about it a little bit more in the Ponies' perspective and just some of the shooting in the foot, so to speak, that was done, but that's a prime example of that. Still second down, but second and long brought up now. Clausen got a shotgun now. Has DeGrasse to his right. This time, handoff to DeGrasse. And gonna be brought down in the backfield. Good play by number 54, Aiden Bryant.
Yeah, there's been some of those plays there that have gone negative way for Old Town, where Foxcroft's pretty much been on the ball carrier as the ball carrier is getting the ball in his hands. So Foxcroft's done a pretty good job in the run game, and if Foxcroft, you got Old Town here, you got to kind of open the playbook, see what you can come up with here on, I believe it's 3rd and long.
3rd and 16, and Chris, a little bit of some deja vu here. It was a 3rd and 23 in a similar field position that the Coyotes converted on earlier in the ballgame on a beautiful catch by Tommy King. Motion man across the way. Shotgun snap. Pump fake. Good protection for a moment. That time thrown up and taken away.
That's Terzic on the defensive side with the interception.
Nobody's going to catch him into the end zone. Terzic gets his first of the game for number 1. That time
really
for
just
grabs.
taking a chance, though. It's really just taking a chance. If you're Clausen, you really can't do that. If there's nothing there, you've got to try to get it with your feet.
We've seen a few times Clausen throw that ball out of bounds. That time, it might have been the intent and just not enough mustard on it, but thrown into double coverage. That's a pick 6, and you know, the Ponies scored on their first offensive drive of the game, and in this second half, they score on their first defensive drive. So, bookends to either half. That time's going to be blocked, so PAT no good. With that 20-0 our score, 9:45 remaining in this second half of action. Start the second half of action. We're going to swing it on over to commercial break.
I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. When I see trouble come my way, I'll be making lemonade. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. Hey little lady, I know you're feeling crazy. All your other friends are busy making them babies. Been out in the real world, don't like how it tastes.
Welcome back here now as the Ponies get set to kick it away again. They started the second half with a kick, and they're going to kick it again here in this third quarter following the pick 6 by Simon Terzic.
Boy, the touchdowns tonight, I don't know if I've ever seen such easy touchdowns, like 3 of them.
Big plays.
Yeah, big plays, but easy though, like walking into the end zone.
Big boot there by Harvey, fielded well. Chance for a decent return here. Tommy King able to get some yardage back before being dragged out of bounds just across the 25-yard line.
You want to have a bounce back here by Clausen, but if I'm coach, I kind of want to see him either throw that ball away or at least try to advance with his legs. Try to pick up some yards rather than throw it up for grabs.
And now down 3 scores. Be interested to see how you start to play the rest of this game. Obviously, your defense has played well, so you don't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball in certain situations, but for the most part here, Chris, you kind of got to get something going offensively and get yourself some momentum one way or another.
Yeah, I expect them to open up the pass game even more now in this situation. Down by 3 scores. Game definitely not over. There's a lot of time left in this football game, especially the way the Old Town defense has played overall.
Clausen under center now. Sweep this time in the backfield. DeGrasse had success on it last time. That time, nobody home.
If you're Old Town, that's not working out. You got to try to open up the playbook a little bit more here and maybe get into a passing situation, because run game right now, the Ponies have been all over that. So
Old Town, last 2 offensive plays have not gone the way that they would have hoped. 2nd and 14 now.
And again, I think really kind of forced into more with a passing situation. I mean, just the down right now and the score and where you are in the game.
They're going to go to the air here. Immediate flag thrown. Player tripped up. That's going to bring up 3rd and long either way. the way that was thrown, it looked like it might be on the offense. Almost wonder if you elect to decline this, maybe 3rd and long, but it could make it 2nd and longer if it is on the offense. They're going to have a conversation now. They're going to move the offense back. So it is on the offense. An illegal shift.
Yeah, instead of taking him down, Coach White decided to back him up 5 more yards.
Which, if you're confident in your defense, as you should be, you're fighting for field position right now. So
that makes it 2nd and 19 now, opposed to what it would have been 3rd and 14.
The beauty there for Old Town, if you want to have a silver lining, is you get a down back.
You do get a down back, yes.
Clausen's under center now. He's going to roll out to his right. Pressure getting to him this time, and for the first time this game, he's brought down in the backfield.
Foxcroft defense really starting to take over now as this game moves in the 3rd quarter.
You get a little bit of a lead. You can pin your ears back a little bit, get after the quarterback. You're expecting these passing situations now with the game kind of being the way it is. And you can get after the quarterback all of a sudden, knowing that this might become more of a passing game. Nothing excites a defense more outside of a Simon Terzic pick 6 than trying to get after the quarterback and get some sacks. And that's the first one in the ball game for the Ponies. Clausen's going to be out of shotgun here. You got to imagine this is a passing situation too. It's 3rd and 22. They converted on 3rd and 23 earlier. Rolling to his right. Thrown across the middle of the field into triple coverage. Lucas Sands. He's going to be the one to come away with it. 2 touchdowns and now add an interception to the ball game. And you could just call that an arm punt in a way there, Chris.
Yep.
You would rather have kicked it away, but 3rd and 22 thrown up for grabs. And
starting to take some chances here if you're Old Town, and it hasn't worked out. And now if you're Foxcroft, you can really put the so-called foot down on their throat here with another score here.
Wouldn't be surprised if you try to see a shot type of play almost immediately. It's how they started the first half of action. Lucas Sands is split out wide across the field. Motion man now. See if he's going to go through the air. He's got a man wide open, just overthrows him.
Yeah, he could have, Harvey, he could have crawled to the end zone on that one if that would have been a good throw.
Aiden Harvey was wide open. Great motion, great confusion. And there was the shot play. It happened, but it boils down to execution that time, just not on the same page. And brings up 2nd down, still in great field positioning to start this drive. First offensive possession of the second half, despite scoring a touchdown. Came the way of a Simon Terzic pick 6 earlier in this 3rd quarter of play. Handoff now, Finn Holmes running hard up the middle, fighting for yards. Able to get a pretty good gain there.
Kind of looking ahead, too, to what these teams have coming up in the next couple weeks. We mentioned Dover, going to Dover next week, where Foxcroft will play down in Dover, New Hampshire against York. They also have Greeley here, which you can see right here on East Main Sports Media. That's on Friday, October 3rd. And if you're Old Town, if you don't come back to get this one, you drop to 0-3. The silver lining in that, you've got MCI in Hamden the next 2 weeks. 2 very winnable games. Could get right back into the talk of things here in Class C. And Class C, which is a very, very wide open statewide class.
It absolutely is. And Seavey was looking for a wide open gap there and might have enough to pick up a first. Could be just short. It's right near the yardage to gain.
28-yard line, about a yard short of the first down.
It's just going to be short. Obvious 4th down situation here. Going to be going for it for the Ponies. This defensive front for Old Town has been stout on the majority of the ball game. Likely going to see a handoff, run type of situation here. But we're going to see spread offense at least initially. Crowding the line is Old Town, looking to get a jumper. They don't. Seavey powers ahead. He's going to have enough for the first down. And there's the advantage, Chris, of having your quarterback out of shotgun in some situations. I know so often people are like, just be under center, but you get such a good jump in your momentum and so much forward momentum that if you get any push from your line, or even if it's a standstill, oftentimes you get enough force running up to the line like that, you're going to be able to get a yard.
Yeah, I mean, the only negative is you have to run further, but yeah, having your momentum going definitely helps rather than being under center. You're right.
And Seavey's got solid size as well, so going to be tough to bring down, especially in preventing a yard type of situation. Out of shotgun again here, this time a passing situation through the air. Quick hitter over to Sickler. Tries to make a man miss and does! Makes another one miss! Number 4 to the end zone! Aiden Sickler, sick with it out there on the field. Made some men miss. Into the end zone for the 4th score of the game for number 4 and the Ponies. Touchdown, Sickler. So just like that, Chris, 5 minutes left to play in this third quarter. We saw 2 scores all first half. We've got 2 scores for the Ponies with 5 minutes remaining.
I was kind of wondering, where the score is now, 26-0, if they were going to go for 2, and it looks like they are.
This situation go up 4 touchdowns plus the extra point, so.
Ponies lining up to go for 2.
Also a practice type of situation as well. Just get reps at it, and you kick the ball so often. And that time through the air, Sickler, he's going to follow it up. 8 points on the possession for Aiden Sickler. We're going to swing it on over to a commercial break and rejoin you in a moment.
Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Welcome back here now. 28-0 our score. Following the Aiden Sickler score. What a move it was to find the end zone there, Chris. Made some men miss. Able to get in for another touchdown for the Ponies, and they've kind of blown this one open. They've taken control of this ball game, Chris.
Yeah, they certainly have, and I was wondering how teams would come out in the second half, and Foxcroft was able to ride that momentum, and at the end of the first half, and they were able to get a big interception, and now another touchdown. So Foxcroft really turning it on here in the third quarter.
Yeah, there was a score with 28 seconds remaining in the first half, and since that point, it's been 7 minutes on the clock here into the second. That's 21 points in a very short amount of time if you look at it just in terms of game clock. So
I think we have another guy trying out for kicker here for Foxcroft. That's not usually Harvey, I believe, does the kicking. And if I read the number right, it's 58 kicking off.
Fair kick it was, but straight into the arms of an Old Town Coyote. Returns it across the left sideline. And we have a penalty. That's going to be a hold. Marcus Cody ended up getting it. And
58 is on the roster as Leo De La Poza. I hope I said that right.
Preston Hutchinson for the Ponies got tossed, and I think that there was a hold. So Old Town penalties reared their ugly head in the first half. They've reared in the second as well. That's going to back them up even further here to start this offensive possession.
Hope I read that number right, because I saw 56 come to the sideline as well. I apologize if I didn't get that right. Might as well mention 56's name
Lucian
as well.
Pearl, just in case. You both get a shout out.
Yeah, 56 and 58.
You give a shout out to a number of these people on either sideline.
The 6 and the 8s on jerseys are so deceiving, especially when you're up in a press box.
Can indeed. And as I mentioned, this Drive's going to start 10 yards shorter than it was intended to for Old Town off the penalty. Holding situation. Handoff inside, flying into the backfield. That was Finn Holmes able to bring down DeGrasse.
Finn Holmes has been doing that his entire career. He's been doing that a lot tonight as well.
I mean, just from the linebacker position, him and Landon Smith, what they do out there on the football field on the defense. They're great running backs as well.
Yeah.
But watching those two fly from the linebacker position. And again, part of that is credit to the defensive line knowing their assignments, taking up the gaps, creating those opportunities for the linebackers to fly through the holes, which you've seen time and time again. And it's part of the reason that the run game hasn't been there in its entirety for this Old Town team that's making them go through the air a little bit more, especially now down 28-0. So this is also response time here for Old Town. We're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Gross and the Old Town Coyotes. This is response time because it's 28-0. You're down 4 scores. Anything can happen in Maine High School football, but regardless, what you want to be seeing every play, every drive, every possession is fight and improvement. And if you can execute the little things, avoid the penalties that you've seen so far in this ball game, try to at least limit them to what they've been, from what they've been, and just improve every down and every play. So whether or not you make it all the way back or not, that can be the point of emphasis any given time.
I want to take a minute, too, to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank you to Hammond Lumber Company, Rowell's Garage and Car Wash, Harris Brothers Meat, Scubbern's Restaurant, Angler's Restaurant, Gordon Contracting Incorporated, Slugger's Training Facility, Black Bear Crane, Ideal Energy Solutions, Millside Fitness LLC, Jamie Gilbert, Associate Broker with Next Home Experience, and Roundy's Paving. Thank you to all those sponsors.
Thank you to them, and thank you to all you watching at home and joining along for this one. It's been a lot of fun so far. It's always fun to be up here in the booth and be out watching Maine High School athletes do what they do best and perform out on the athletic playing surfaces. So homecoming weekend, it's a great time to honor and respect that too. Motion man across the way for Old Town as they face 2nd and long. Another man comes in motion. Clausen rolls out to his left. Looking deep now, that time just going to fire it across the sideline. Seen 2 interceptions this game for Clausen. That time maybe what he meant to do on the first interception, just sailing it out of play, but sometimes you have an athletic player, Clausen, great, especially in the leg game and running the ball, but sometimes you just try to do too much and get outside of yourself.
Yeah, you definitely can. I think, again, that can be a learning experience for him. I'm sure if he could take back that interception, he would. So, again, it's just another learning curve, and just want to see some improvement here going forward for the Coyotes.
Absolutely, and great player as well, should mention that. Fought through a little bit of an injury there in the first half and has responded super well. This Old Town line offensively outside of maybe a little bit here in the third quarter has been solid all night. They look to be solid here as Clausen dropping back again. He's got time, just great coverage downfield.
Almost another interception.
And he was kind of in between on that one, Chris. It almost looked like he wanted to scramble and pick up something with the legs there and then decided to throw it. So wasn't super clean in terms of the throwing motion, but
it was Aiden Bryant that nearly intercepted that ball and would have had another walk-in touchdown with the Ponies had he come up with that one. Smith and Harvey back deep here as Old Town looks to punt.
And that's going to bring Clausen out to kick away. 4th and long, the situation. Clausen able to get off a decent kick there. The ball's going to take a kind bounce for Foxcroft Academy. It's going to stay in Old Town Coyote territory. And Ponies' chance to add another one as they get ready for their next drive. $28-0 our score here. I want to give another shout out to Coach Charles Beal, who joined us at the halftime program. If you didn't catch that at the conclusion of the game, you can go back and rewatch that interview. He just has such a great football mind and insight, so it was great to get him up here, talk about that. and all things coming up for the men's basketball team here at Foxcroft Academy, where he's also the coach. So got familiarity with either sideline. And this one's got athletes out there playing on the football service that also play in the winter. And right now they're playing really well in this one. 28-0 our score. Seavey, the drop back going through the air. He's got a man through the hands. Aiden Harvey, the intended target. Chris, that's the second time, two drives in a row. First play to Harvey, had some space. That time, just not able to reel it in. Would have been a touchdown.
It definitely would have been a touchdown, yep. That was almost 2 plays consecutively that Harvey had a touchdown. Almost had the interception and then almost was able to come up with a long pass there. But speaking of Coach Beal and the Foxcroft Academy Ponies boys basketball team, should have a solid club this year. Going to Class C, should have a solid club, and you'll see plenty of their games on Eastern Maine Sports Media as well.
Absolutely. Seavey now the handoff. Good spin inside. That time went to Harvey, got him some momentum, some confidence there. Wasn't able to reel in the last one, but reels in some solid yardage there. Gonna hobble off the field though. Came off a little bit lame there for Harvey. Could be a cramp. Don't love speculating on injuries, but certainly just by looking on the sideline, it does appear to be a cramp. Pony's going to return to the field now. Lucas Sands is uncovered. There's some confusion there because he was so uncovered. Seavey drawing out to the right-hand side. And he's not going to be able to get enough there. That's probably not the play they wanted, Chris. I would imagine they had something drawn up, and then Seavey, recognizing that Sands was open, tried to get the ball to him, and probably changed the play a little bit from what it was intended to be. However, good reaction by Old Town, able to understand that, we probably shouldn't leave Lucas Sands wide open for a third time in the ball game. And that's not usually a recipe for success. Went out there, guarded him. See if he had to go the other direction.
Going to go for it here. Foxcroft, and see if they can keep this drive going here. Very late in the third quarter now.
And we're going to have a timeout taken. Coach Danny White and staff just want to talk about this one a little bit more as we are now under 2 minutes left to play in this third quarter of action. And this is also a teaching moment for the Ponies here too. I mean, yes, you're up 4 scores, but you're never going to stop learning. You're never going to stop improving. Chris, you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but it's still early in the season.
It is.
It
week
truly
3.
is.
Yep, week 3, and again, Ponies use that momentum at the end of the first half, and really this third quarter they have absolutely dominated play. Made some adjustments, got an early interception here in this quarter, and we're able to ride that momentum, and now staring at a 2-1 record if they can hold on to this one.
From 28 seconds left in that opening half to now, it's truly been all Ponies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. And again, Coach White just, never going to stop and trying to improve. Take a timeout here and discuss the fourth down play and see what Ponies decide to do now. It looks like Sands is going to go back and maybe punt this one.
He is going to go back to punt.
Doesn't mean he's going to punt, but he's back there to punt.
That's really interesting.
Yep.
They had lined up to go for it.
Yep.
And he's going to punt.
He is, and that's going to go in the end zone.
Which the interesting thing about that, Chris, is it's not really that much of a net gain or difference in the punt there due to the touchback.
Yeah.
You don't lose or gain that much yardage.
You don't. I was just kind of wondering if that was more of a thing on the punt that Coach wanted to work on or what that was. But they had lined up originally before they called the timeout to go for it. So. Well, maybe they just wanted to try to pin Old Town deep and just try to keep this lead where it's at right now. And unfortunately, that one went too far by Sands and went in the end zone. But
well, following the punt, there was a timeout taken by Old Town. So maybe Coach Gross is looking at this as the opportunity. Okay, now we either put the pedal to the metal or just try to keep improving as this ball game goes on. Maybe a bit of both. And It's that opportunity now. It is the second time out of the quarter, so only one remaining for Old Town the rest of the way out in this one. But with the score being the way it is, that opportunity to talk to your unit and talk about the importance of this drive. Executing.
Clausen under center.
Inside handoff now and flying into the backfield.
They're having no success with that. Since the start of this half, they haven't had any success with running the football.
Finn Holmes is a missile through any gap, and it's just so impressive to watch him at the linebacker position.
Yeah, it certainly has been. He came into this game tonight with, he's going to add a lot more to that. 22 tackles.
For 22, number 22.
22 for 22 coming into this game, and he had 3 for a loss, and he's got at least 3 for a loss tonight.
I was going to say, he might have 22 by the time this one's over.
Yeah, you're right.
The way he's flying around this field. And Old Town going back to this more traditional set with Clausen under center. I think that this is probably a situation we're trying to work on some things. And
good break of a tackle that time. They almost had him in the backfield again, but able to get back to the line of scrimmage at least here for Old Town.
He's going to bring up third down. Gets about to the original line of scrimmage here, 3rd and 10. They're going to have to run a play before the expiration of the quarter.
So I think, Foxcroft, going to that, Dover, New Hampshire next week to play York. I think that could be a real team building thing. A long trip like that can be a real positive thing for the team.
Absolutely, and just fun as we started the broadcast with a little bit. Anytime you get those matchups, it adds a lot for the Maine High and New Hampshire athletes. And I mean, no, they're not playing a New Hampshire team, but in that sense as well, just the pride you have for playing for your state. And that time,
I think that was Holmes again on that tackle.
The way he flies around the field would not surprise me at all. But that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. And we're going to see what Old Town draws up headed into the fourth. But we're going to swing it on over to a commercial break and rejoin you for the start of the fourth.
Living in this big new world with my head up in outer space. I know I'll be A-OK. I know I'll be A-OK. When I see trouble come my way, I'll be making lemonade. I know I'll be A-OK. I know I'll be A-OK. Hey little lady, I know you're feeling crazy. All your other friends are busy making them babies. Been out in the real world, don't like how it's tasting.
Welcome back here now. I want to give a quick shout out to the Foxcroft Academy cheerleading squad. They've done a great job all night. Truly been supporting their teams, hyping up this crowd. They've been a huge part of the atmosphere here, and it's been a great atmosphere at Foxcroft Academy. Homecoming festivities again. Mentioned that throughout the broadcast, but it's really filled out along the sideline and in the stands. It's been a great night of football. And speaking of the football action, looks like it's going to be Clausen set to kick this one away now. Wise given the field positioning. That time almost blocked, and we're going to have a flag.
Oh, I don't know if that might be roughing the kicker. That might be a first down for Old Town.
That very well might be, Chris.
I don't think it was just running into the kicker.
We're going to find out here. It was Bryant, I believe, that tried to get the block there. Almost did.
It is running into the kicker. Okay. Running into the kicker, though, wasn't it? Isn't running into the kicker 5 yards and the other one's 15? I watched a lot of football. I think that's the rule.
Well,
Old
it's
Town's
enough for a
back
first
out.
down.
Yeah. Okay.
So roughing the kicker is the call. In either case,
the call by the referee was
running
into the kicker, though.
Well, the result on the field's a first down, so Old Town's going to keep it alive.
Maybe they're both first downs in high school. I don't know. I don't know the rule. But most levels of football, 5 yards for running into the kicker and 15 yards for roughing.
And there's a continuing conversation with Coach White and the official.
Maybe he's trying to get some clarity as well. Okay. Well, interesting. I'm going to have to ask about that rule because I am curious now.
One thing that is clear, Old Town Coyotes football, handoff up the middle. They're going to try to see what they can do here.
Because there's not a ton of punting in high school football. Maybe that is the rule, that if you make any contact with the kicker, maybe now it's automatic first down and a personal foul. But any football I watched at other levels, I know it's 5 yards from running into and 15 for roughing the kicker.
Penalties, we've mentioned it before, mentioned it at halftime, mentioned it again. It came up a lot. And listen, 28-0, you've kind of dominated, especially the second half of this football game for Foxcroft Academy. That's going to be a conversation you want to have and really iron things out on that front for the Ponies. And
they ain't going anywhere on the ground anytime soon.
It was a good hard run, though, all things considered. Didn't stop the feet from churning. And so instead of losing some yardage, able to gain some, it's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Passing down in situation here.
And Old Town will be home the next 2 weeks. Games that I mentioned, they'll be at Victory Field the next 2 weeks against MCI and Hamden the next 2 Fridays consecutively. So a little home cooking for the Coyotes the next couple weeks. Maybe that helps them start getting things going a little bit more.
Absolutely. And again, some chunk plays, if you take those away. You see another handoff here in this situation. And that time, almost good enough for a first down, right at the yardage to gain. Going to be just short.
That might have been their first run of positive yardage here in the second half.
And now in this situation, score being the way it is,
you're going to go for it.
You're going to go for it.
Any positivity, too, that Old Town can pick up here in the fourth quarter of this ball game, and it's not over yet, but any positivity they can get here in the fourth quarter is going to go a long ways for the Coyotes.
Absolutely. That time handoff up the gut.
I don't think
looks like the line judge is going to say he did just get enough.
Wow.
Maybe
from here it didn't look like it.
From here it did not. So maybe a generous spot there, but
could have been. You would think the referee, though, line judge would have the better look, being right on the line. So
and that's going to wind the clock here. And Chris, the way Old Town is playing this, I do think that the main emphasis is improvement. It's focus on the individual play as opposed to the scoreboard.
I do too. I think they're just trying to take anything positive that they can pick up here
as
in the
you should,
quarter.
As you should, and continue to grow and get better. The reason I say that is just the speed in which they're getting back to the line and things of that nature. And speaking of speed, what a play to get into the backfield there and brought him down right around the line to gain, or line of scrimmage rather, and maybe even a little bit behind the line of scrimmage.
And you're definitely right. There's no sense of urgency. I think they are really, as you see, Clausen's over there talking to coach, and they're just kind of, just working on some things now and want to gain any positivity that they can here in this game. Might not turn out the way they wanted, but any positivity they can take is definitely a plus.
And they've had those moments of positivity, too.
They certainly have.
Again, pick 6 and 2 super long plays. If you take those away, granted you're talking very different ball game here, but if you do, you're down a touchdown.
Yeah. It's really those mistakes and those long plays that they gave up. It's really the difference in the game.
I believe we have an injury
we
down there on the field.
Injury. Yep. Good time to tell you about some of our sponsors sponsoring for us this year. We'll talk about Governor's Restaurants, from pancakes in the morning to seafood suppers at night. Governor's Restaurant is here for your whole family. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert made with care. Dine in, take it to go, or order delivery with DoorDash or Uber Eats. Find us at governorsrestaurant.com. Maine's gathering place all day long. Want to thank you to all the sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast, Zach.
Just while we have an injured player down on the field, we are going to swing it over to a commercial break. We'll be back with you shortly.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Welcome back here now. That was Tyler King who went down on the previous play, left the field, assisted by the athletic trainers here at Foxcroft Academy. Did leave under his own power, but assisted, so we'll give you any updates as we can. Subsequent play, handoff on the outside, didn't go for much, so it's going to bring up 4th and 8. And it looks like Old Town's going to be kicking this one away. So again, a kind of a situation here, Chris, where you're not playing the scoreboard, you're playing the situation, is what this would appear to be. And Clausen, he's going to boot that one away. Bat it into the air, or off the ground rather, and it's going to be a Harvey return opportunity. Cuts it back. He might have a chance here. Eventually brought down. 13-yard return, 7:20.
Another local score. Madison Bulldogs having a good night at MCI Pittsfield. Bulldogs leading MCI 47-22 after 3 quarters. So Madison with a big night over the MCI Huskies.
Looks like player came up a little hobbled there, so. Oh, referee went down on our sideline as well. Foxcroft Academy coaches surrounding the official. Not sure the officials on the field are aware. They're down one referee. He's making his way back. He's just as tough.
I don't think the head referee even recognized that the referee here over closest to us was shaken up on that play. He wanted them back out and let's go, let's play.
They're having a conversation about it now. Let's let everybody in this ball game happy, healthy, and ready to go, officials included. A lot of conversations happening out there on the field. Foxcroft coaches talking to Old Town players. I think we're just making sure the official's all right is the continuing conversation here. Conversations continue, but returning to play now. 7:20 remaining here in the 4th. 28-0 our score. It's been a second half especially dominated by the Ponies. They've kind of played well throughout, but defensive battle gone the way of the Ponies in this one. Harvey's going to be traced out of bounds.
Probably not out of bounds is where you want to go right now for Foxcroft. You want that clock to just keep ticking and ticking. One of the teams that we mentioned that was going to play a game in New Hampshire tonight, that was the Thornton High School playing at Bedford, New Hampshire, and Thornton's leading that game 14-7 towards the end of the 3rd quarter. So
Sounds
good
like
showing by a main team down there in New Hampshire tonight.
Does sound like some good action, quality game. We have another injury out there on the field.
Boy, it seems like an injury on every play here the last 3.
There has been an injury on the last 3 plays, so we're going to swing it over to a commercial break. Be back with you in a moment. Welcome back here now. Player was able to get up after the injury there on the far sideline. Turzik going to have a quick handoff on the jet sweep. Brought down just shy of the first down. Simon Turzik scored on the defensive side of the ball. Chris had a pick 6 in this ball game. And they're going to indicate a first down here. Had enough to gain. With that, the clock keeps moving. Now under 7 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter of action. CV out of shotgun. Receives a snap. He's going to keep it himself. Just go down. Maybe slipped there, Chris. Looked like he might have had some space to work with, but went down there.
Approaching 6 minutes left now here in the fourth quarter. Seems like the fourth quarter is kind of dragged on a little bit here. I think it was just the stoppages from the injuries.
It's a good opportunity to just give another shout out to both these defenses. It's been a lot of big plays that have kind of trickled in to get the score the way it is. But for the most part, Old Town's defense has been stout in this one. They've had some really nice moments. Helped either side's defense has been helped by some penalties, hurt by some penalties. And right there, Turzik gonna hurt the defense, makes a man miss into the end zone. Number 1 gets another one. Simon Turzik.
34-0 Foxcroft.
What a play there. Extra point pending, 34-0 our score. Simon Turzik making things happen out here, Chris.
Of course, this would go to a running clock if they can convert the extra point.
That one is good. So it's going to be running clock unless there's a score by Old Town. Once it reaches a 35-point gap in the score, the clock then becomes running once the ball is reinstituted into play.
So it's been the big plays really here for Foxcroft tonight that has ignited them. The 2 touchdown passes from Stevie to Sands. And you got Turzik with a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown. You've got Sickler catching a touchdown pass from Stevie as well, and then a 52-yard run by Turzik. So it's been just the big plays tonight that's really helped the Ponies.
Absolutely, and with the weapons they have, it's one of the things we talked about. It can come any number of ways. Defensively, offensively, special teams. Haven't seen that tonight, but granted there hasn't been a ton of opportunity for it outside of the punting. And set to kick away again is number 58, Leo De La Poza.
Leo De La Poza into kickoff here for Foxcroft.
Looks like a kicker out there, Chris. He's got the walk-up all down. And De La Poza, good kick. That time, returnable.
Return the ball back for Old Town.
Brought down there.
There's a flag in the play.
Flag on the kickoff. See what the indication here is. You might have to kick this one again, Chris.
Might have to. And as we get close to the end of this game, Zach, I want to tell people that we don't have a presenting sponsor right now for our player of the game. If they're interested in that, they can email mark@easternmainsports@gmail.com. We would love to have a sponsor for that, but I think we can agree who the player of the game is tonight, Lucas Sands.
I think that's fair to say. Interception to add as well. And also, the big plays he had kind of solidified the game. It set the tempo, set the pace from the jump, and really his score on a great move to end the first half of action catapulted the Ponies into this second half where they've
and
really
if Old Town doesn't score, he's also going to have the the game-winning touchdown because he scored on the first play of the game. So, so congratulations to him. He definitely deserved it, his play out here tonight. And again, would love to have a presenting sponsor for that if they want to get a hold of us. Again, easternmainsports@gmail.com.
De La Poza, another nice kick there. Returnable, fielded and collected, and brought down. Great tackle on the kickoff there. Well done by Henry Holman. We have another flag. I think the only thing that's more than the score, 35 points, is the amount of flags we've had in this ballgame. Well, some conversation happening. Official not thrilled.
Seems to be some chatter now going on out there.
And that's one thing you want to control as a head coach at the end of a game, too. Is
that's not something Coach White would, not like his players out there doing.
Yeah.
Referee made it pretty clear. Not going to stand for any of that.
Absolutely. And there is a flag on the field. So still working through that.
Okay, so
that's going to back
maybe
him
it
up.
was Old Town that was committing the unsportsmanlike, and maybe it was just a reactionary by Foxcroft. They didn't get flagged for it. So
in any sense, players return to the sideline. Old Town steps back a little bit.
I think at this point in the game, it's time to put the hankies away too. Time to put the flags away.
35-0, 5:28 remaining. Clock again, as a reminder, it's going to run at this point due to the nature of the score being the way it is. Handoff inside. Good run initially there.
Seems we have a little bit of a chippiness going on here at the end. Not what you want to see.
A lot of pride anytime you're out there on the football field or athletic playing surface, and both sides are going to try to stay true to form. And athletes, they're going to play to the play. They're not going to play to the score oftentimes. And the score can be in the back of your mind and maybe influence some of the decisions you're making, but you're going to play hard regardless. So sometimes that adds to a little bit of the chippiness. Handoff inside. That's going to be good enough for a first down. Good gain there by Old Town.
Brandon Chance on that carry for Old Town.
Foxcroft's going to advance to 2-1 on the season. Old Town's going to drop to 0-3, but have had some tough competition and good games.
Yes, they certainly have. They started the season off with 3 really tough games, playing at Madomic. Then they had to play Gardner, and then here tonight Foxcroft, and they got 2 games coming up with MCI and Hampden that they could really find some success in those games.
Found some success on the run game right there. Good scamper around the right side. And do want to give another highlight to the upcoming schedule for Eastern Maine Sports and Eastern Maine Sports Media. Kind of a special broadcast. Sunday, September 21st is going to be Full Blast Pro Wrestling at 2 p.m. That's a video-only broadcast. Then Wednesday, September 24th, we've got field hockey action. Dexter at Foxcroft, always a great matchup. That's going to be at 6:15. Thursday, September 25th, so the very next day, we're going to have Dexter at PCHS Boys Soccer at 7 p.m. That's going to be video only. Then Saturday, September 27th, Lee at Dexter Boys Soccer. We finish out this run play here. Good run and gain there by Old Town. Lee at Dexter Boys Soccer at 9 a.m., video only, and then Bangor Christian at Dexter Girls Soccer, and that is at 11 a.m., again, video only. And then Friday, October 3rd, we're going to be back here at Foxcroft Academy, where Greeley comes to town and they take on the Ponies, and our pregame coverage will start around 6:45.
Old Orchard Beach was able to rally past Stearns 34-20. Had a final in Brewer as well. Nokomis 28, Brewer 8.
Some scores from the local area and what's been a fun night of football. That ball hits the deck, and it's going to be taken away by the Ponies. And with 2:34 remaining, the Ponies get the football here. Chance to maybe ice the rest of this ball game. Clock continues to move here. 2:28 now remaining. Again, as a reminder, running clock. chance here really for Foxcroft to just completely ice this game and end it up 35-0. Look like Owen White has taken the field now. Number of substitutions checking out there for the Foxcroft Academy Ponies. So you might see some action, try to get some of those players involved. And it's part of what makes the tradition here at the Foxcroft Academy football program so profound is they get these players opportunities to get meaningful minutes and actually out there onto the field and get some time. So opportunity to see that here. Just going to watch to see how much time they can get off the clock. Snap is away. High snap, but controlled. Good hard run. Able to get a decent gain there. And that's going to keep the clock churning. I want to thank you all again for joining us as we approach the final minute of play here. It's been a pleasure. Zach White, Chris Lesnar on commentary. We've got Colt Coro, who's done a great job on camera for you all night. Mark Calnan producing this one for you all at home. And we want to thank you for coming along and watching this one with us here at Eastern Maine Sports and Eastern Maine Sports Media. It's been a lot of fun. White receives a snap. Good hard run there. Solid gain on the ground.
Football-wise, my understanding we'll be back here in a couple of weeks here at Foxcroft for Greeley and Foxcroft, which could be a fantastic football game.
Absolutely. Bjornson Burgess on the carry there. 35 seconds remaining. Victory formation's going to be the call.
Not sure if they even have to run into the play. Maybe one more.
I think they're just going to have them do it just in case. One kneel down will do it. Victory formation here. The Ponies take the knee, and they're going to advance to 2-1 on the regular season. They're going to win this one on homecoming night, 35-0. Our final score here. Again, thank you for joining us. Chris, real quickly, why don't we run down some of the scoring plays in this one, some of the big plays that happened in the ball game.
Yeah, it was really a first half of Seavey to Lucas Sands. Seavey passed a 67-yard pass to Sands on the first play of the game. That made it 7-0 Ponies. Another one at the end of the half with 28 seconds left. 52 yards from Seavey to Sands. 14-0 at the half. Second half, the Ponies took over. Terzic had a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown early in the third quarter. That made it 20-0. Sickler had a touchdown catch from Seavey as well of 25 yards. And then a 52-yard touchdown run by Terzic finished the scoring 35-0 Foxcroft Academy.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us along the way. Chris, pleasure to do the game with you. We're going to sign off here from Eastern Maine Sports Media. 35-0 Foxcroft Academy win.